Greetings and salutations. Ben here. Welcome to the Sunday night hang, community hang. It's a small community at the moment. Hey, if you're new, please subscribe. New or returning, give it a like. The show, that is. Or me. Hey. So we're going to hang out, have fun. Had a slight scheduling issue where basically set up the community hang because I didn't think I had a guest for tonight. And then half an hour later, he confirmed for tonight for a while. So I said, well, you know what? You're Canadian. How about you just guest star on a special episode of Canucks with Guitars tomorrow night? Same time, same place. He says, I dig. What are we going to talk about? I said, I don't know. Gear, music. You got a radio show? He says, that I do. I said, we'll take some questions from the audience. He goes, oh yeah, I've seen a bunch of those shows. I know that. Cool. So if you do want to come and hang out tonight, you can PM me if we're friends on the Book of Faces, or you could email at the address in the pinned comment or at the bottom of the description. And we'll have a hangout group style, community style tonight. And then we'll have the guest tomorrow night. Notice I didn't say his name. None of you know who he is. Well, that's not true. There's a few people in the chat that have met him. They're not here right now, but there are people that have been in chats. Yep. Anywho's, let's get on to roll call, because, you know, roll call, being what it is. Oh, I'm losing bandwidth. Perfect. We have Randy Crex, proud owner of a new hollow body Gretsch. Surprised he hasn't messaged me saying, yeah, oh, come on. I'll show it off. I bet you will. Zach Thong is here. Michael B. Craig T. Tomlinson. Thomas Santiago, Thomas Santiago, Thomas Santiago, Thomas Santiago. Hey, Dan of New Jersey, Don Jushane. Sure, we'll go with that. Yep, perfect. Tim Thomas, BC Rich 581, but always number one in my heart. Even though he's a bass player, don't hold that against him, Ben. They're always busy. That is true. Yep, always have a gig. Hip Metal Works is here. Keith H. Did I mention Tim Thomas? Just did, just in case. The real My Knees Hurt. He's here. Michael Lapanzi, your chat's working at least here. Yep. Charles 75N. He's awesome. Enough said. Mark Effects. Symmetry. Vince RJ. Janice Lala. There's Randy Crooks again, talking about that hollow body. Phil's here. Phil Sakura. Phil's here. Oh, I swear, a fruit fly just went right up the old nasal cavity. Mark Randall's here. Awesome. Michael Kroos. Unbelievable. Other left. Music Therapy Laz and Maximus. Did I mention Martin Lemaire? Oh, sure. Billy Baloney's here. Paul Leonard Ewing. JP Page 2. Who else we got down at the bottom that showed up late? Like Aaron from Albusman. Aaron, you have to tune in to tomorrow night's show, or at least catch it on replay. We're going to talk about bands that you've probably heard of, and then some you haven't heard of. This is the guy that turned me on to all that music that we share together. That, yeah. Six String Stanger. What's up, buddy? Jimmy Ray Hawkins. Brad Guitar Miller. He's late. Blackjack Guitar. Nice. Big G, Gary Tholander House. What's up, Gary? Oh, hey, Driddle. Eddie Van Haskell. Distinguished looking guests. Yep, all of them. Yep. Johnny's here. Awesome. Tomsy. 49. Oh, Saskatchewan. Right. Let's see a non-connect spell Saskatchewan. Mahogany's here. Awesome. Awesome. Magic Man. Milt T. Milt's one of those guys that's familiar with tomorrow night's guest who I've not mentioned the name of yet. Surprise. Well, you'll see it when I set up the show because it'll say with special guest with the name. Eddie, you can see them. Can you share whatever you're partaking in for the rest of us? Because you're seeing things that I just don't at the moment. But that's okay. Awesome. We have 47 of you in here. Let me just quickly Hop over to the inbox, see if anybody says, hey, let me in, Cinnamon. Nope. Nary a one. Fine. That's fine. That's fine. In fact, there's one person in the chat who said, hey, I'll come on. I sent him the link. He hasn't. Well, Hog Rotten, that's a darn good question. What do I do on Fridays and Saturday nights? Not much. Same as this, but not on camera. Great Vanzini. Sup, buddy? So cheers. Hope you all have your favorite cold snack on hand. If you do have any gear-related comments, questions, concerns, of course, fire away. Me too, Milt. I don't think I've actually spoken to the individual since 1992. So basically 30 years since we've spoken. No. Yes. No. Maybe 93. Maybe 93. All good, Billy Baloney. Hey, Mark. Guitar Man 45. I think a bunch of people just carpooled. Wait. Hey, what's up, Scott Brockway? What do I see? Special guest, you'll just have to see as title. Ooh, I like that. We could do that. We could definitely do that. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. I don't know if he's going to be able to stay for the whole show. So if he has to dip out early, then maybe Terry and Tom, who are both missing in action tonight, aren't missing in action tomorrow night. And they can come on and fill out the show, bandwidth, because I don't know. Am I clear? Am I blurry? Jeff K, he's here. Dale Boyle Music made it. Absolute Mayhem's here as well. So yes. Tonight should be a good time. Tomorrow night should be a good time. Tuesday with Nas Canucks. That's always what's a time? That was a hard show last week. We had Robot Doug in the house. That was not fun. Then we got Guitar Town Hall with David Nesdall on Thursday night and myself. Yep. Yes, you do, Milt. Oh, sweet. Blackjack guitar. Well, that's first, I guess. Good to know. Awesome. See, I think it's more when I turn on the amps and stuff. That's when we start having the old environmental interferences. Interference? Yes. So, anywho's, since I've got this opportunity on my own, at least for now, let's talk about the jam I had yesterday. So, you bought a bird as well, Magic Man. Cool. Yeah, so for the second week in a row, went over and jammed with Mihai and Frank. No idea what either of their last names are. Yep, known Mihai for about 4 or 5 years. Don't know his last name. You look in my contacts, just Mihai. Yep, and then there's Frank. Frank's a cool cat. Don't know Frank's last name, but we jammed. I brought Numero Uno. What's up, Dave Ennis? And Papa Blue. He also showed up with a Telecaster-shaped object of the Mexican Fiesta variety. Are they Fiesta? I don't know. Are they all? Sure, why not? So he says, hey, what do you think? Shows up my hand. That's a good question, Metalworks. So yeah, and he played his Tele. It's not too shabby. And he's like, is G string a little high? I'm like, the G string is a little high. So then I handed him that one, which in all fairness, that is the best setup out of all my guitars. Absolute Mayhem can attest to that. Anyway, holy crap. Different one, buddy. I shall send it to you. See, I'm talking to people that are messaging me at the same time. So yeah, the idea is at first we're just jamming, having fun, and then if it progresses where we can fill out the lineup and ideally like have a singer, although we like the idea of just a jam band, like as Frank. Mihai doesn't care. He just wants to make music as long as it's good. That's great ambition. And Frank, he's into jam bands. Like he loves the Dead. So we've been doing a lot of not Dead music, but basically, well, like we did an 8-minute version of Sweet Child of Mine. And Edie Brickell did a 7-minute version of the Edie Brickell song there. What I am is what I am. What you are is what you are, or what? I don't know. Is that the song name? I don't remember. What I am. I think that's the name of it. Right, Ron Padgett? Heard he's a huge Edie Brickell fan. Just saying. Thank you, Mayhem. So, yes, if we end up filling out the lineup, we do have a bass player in theory. What's his name? Tim. Haven't met him. He apparently shows up when things get good. He might be out next week, although I am not going to jam there next week because what was postponed a couple of weeks ago, I knew it, Ron. I knew it. Memorial Jam for Mr. Dan Hewitt. Rest in peace, Dan. Big Loud Dan. We're doing a sort of memorial jam for him over at a friend's place next Saturday night. And I figure I'm not going to be able to play all afternoon and play all night. The old digitals aren't what they used to be. So maybe once we get back into more playing shape. Charles asked if I'd take the Gretsch next week. So we'll see. I'm not going to take it out to the Memorial Jam next week because, hey, I'm jamming with Richie, and that's just not fair to show up to a jam with one of his old guitars, although I could. How do I get my electric guitar signal to be picked up by my camera? What kind of a camera? Like a video camera type thing, DSLR camera? If so, and you're using the video input, you can just use the mic input as long as it's at line level. If you're doing like a direct out of some kind of, I don't know, virtual silicon chip based product, if you want an amplifier, you just need to plug a mic into your camera, put the microphone right up to the amplifier and give her. Yep. Psychedelic rock cover. Well, they're not all psychedelic. Like, for instance, we did Led Zeppelin's Over the Hills and Far Away as a reggae song. That was interesting. I was the one that knew how to play the song and most of it well enough to jam it. He says, okay, do it as a reggae. I'm like, all right. Like, what do you mean? All right. So we did. Yes, you missed Pete, Scott. You did. We also did a country version of Sweet Child of Mine. Very laid back, country folky almost. Hey, it's Frank. Hey, I was going to get me high to give me Frank's number. Frank just texted me. Had lots of fun. How much do you charge for a setup? Well, we'll answer that a little later. Sup, Surfer B? So I'm going to take the Gretsch to the next jam with Frank. Because Frank, I'm pretty sure he said he owns 2 guitars. He has an HSS Strat and a Tele. And I'll just tell him to bring the Tele again. Because then I'll play the Gretsch and we won't be over top of each other sonically. Of course you're watching the OHL hockey, Zach. You love OHL hockey, and there's nothing wrong with that. Laptop camera. Into your mic input of your laptop then. Same thing. Oh, somebody woke up. Did he wake up? See, I can't hear him. He knows I can't hear him, but he can hear me, and he's refusing to acknowledge that he just woke up. So we'll just put him in the stream like that. What's up, Terry?
No, actually, I was eating. So
well, that's all right.
I didn't want to come on.
That's quite all right. Well, you know what? You made the smart move because generally your food shows up about 30 seconds before airtime, and it sits there, and you're just like, that smells good.
No problem. This time, I tucked into one of my portions of the chili I made earlier this month.
Nice.
With the jalapeno, so my nose is running, and I got a little bit tingle on the mouth, so...
And you, like me, you're one of those guys that if you're going to take the time to make like a chili, or like when I make up my pasta that Dad likes, you make up like 8 portions so you can freeze a bunch of it, which makes cooking several times later in the month an easy phone-in performance.
Oh, for sure.
Exactly. So, other than that, week's been going well. Did you got your plumbing plumbed?
Yes, my plumbing situation was resolved last Thursday, I believe.
Nice.
So that's awesome. Yes, it's nice to be able to shower and shave and actually don't feel like much of a homeless person.
You could always do the Charlotte Infield shower, which is just, half a dozen baby wipes in some corner, or you open the car door for modesty or something. See, I don't know.
Or if I owned a car like Ricky, I could just do like the shaving lotion, smear it all over me, and then have like the window above me that I just open it and the water comes down through the window opening.
Nice. Hip Metalwork says, I still have my old Boss pedals from the 80s. Sweet. He misses his Super Twin. If it was a killer amp. I bet it was.
Super Twin? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a twin is scary enough. A Super Twin? What would make it super? Or would I really want to know?
Well, I'm just saying, is that like this? What was it? The Super Reverb that had 6 10-inch speakers?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I couldn't imagine.
And the funny part about that amp was, then it had a handle as well, like you're carrying that on your own.
Yeah, it actually should have had like amp handles on the side of it.
All right, we got a person message again. What do you think? For $750. Ooh. All right. Well, hey, we have the technology. We can let's show the rest of everybody else. Oh, Pops had one. He had a Super Twin, 180 tube watts.
Oh my God.
All right. Oh my dear Lord, indeed. Look at that. There he is, Captain Sexy himself.
Well, good evening, gentlemen. How are we?
We're doing well.
Good. What's going on?
I'm about to bring up a guitar that Mr. Milt in the chat is interested in. Let's see if I do that. If I go over here, what do I hit? That screen share. Where's the screen share? I haven't done this one. Oh, that's the one labeled share with a picture of a monitor. That makes sense. All right, and then we go over here and we go click on Chrome tab. That's what we want with the old Book of Faces Messenger. And in theory, that should work. Oh, it did. So Milt's looking at this for $750 Canadian, which is in around the $600 range. American.
Get it.
I'm not a fan of the finish.
Get it.
I like that finish.
I do too.
Kind of purpley, kind of mauvey, kind of pinky. I don't know. I like
to me, it looks cheap.
Really, Terry?
Got a wiggle stick, which is now I know Milt's been fooling around with the old Epiphone SG at times, so this is a definitely different animal.
I've seen a few guitars with a very similar finish to them, and it just reminds me of like a really badly done Harley Benton.
Oh, really? So it's like the Ibanez's RGs when you see them in person, that they have that fade, and then you see them in person. It's like, I'm really not that impressed. Doesn't inspire you to pick it up and play it.
If you can see figuring at all in it, Milt, when you move it around, then definitely.
Yeah, but I mean,
by the way, that's
Billy.
Hey, it's guys. Billy Baloney.
I think I need to put on some headphones because I'm getting like crazy echoes here.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Thanks, Mark. Mark mentions it's good to hear that I'm having lots of fun jamming with the guys. You know what? I'm thinking Billy's got the old video on playback in the background.
I think so.
That was perfect.
Rookie mistake.
Well, it's my first time on the show too, so it's okay.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. You look similar to that Lawrence superfan that came on and stalked him one night.
Don't know that guy. Never heard of that Lawrence guy either. So,
give me a second, guys. I'm having some kind of audio issue.
Okay. Not that he's going to hear us when we say or reply to him having.
No, we're not
with
it.
Good.
No one will say okay.
Fun of the show.
But so far, it's the community hang, so it's fun. So Ben, you were talking smack about PRSs. And
I was a little bit the other night.
I have to dispute because this is not the latest guitar pickup. No. I can show you those if you want to see them later, but this is the Vela. And I am quite impressed with this because I have an SE that I can't talk about because it's under construction. But this one, Phil McKnight mentioned several months ago and said that there were two at my somewhat local Sam Ash to me. And if they were both there, I would have picked them up because I got this for $900 and I could easily flip it for $1,400 now. I mean, it's clean and it's good. And you may not like this single coil, but man, it is. Yeah, I'm really impressed by it. I'm really impressed by it. And I haven't
fun of their near field pickups last week, yes. But my biggest thing was the PRS SE owners are like, oh, it's basically the exact same as an American. It's the exact same.
No, they're not. They're not. The SEs are not. No, they're not basically the same. They're not. It's a different feel on the carve of the neck, and especially how they finish the backs of the necks of SEs. It's different, and it's a completely different feel, just from a core to a CE to especially to an SE. But I mean, for we'll call it short money, if you can pick up an SE now for $900. Hey, Lawrence.
Hey, Lawrence.
We'll talk about you later.
Who's stalking who now?
Wow.
So Lawrence pop in.
You're always stalking Lawrence. So
we got RJ Ronquillo in the house.
Oh, RJ's here.
We missed you yesterday morning, RJ. Steve from Boston threw you under the bus multiple times for not appearing. Apparently you and Phil McKnight and the Tone King all decided to take the weekend off. Although RJ was on together.com. I believe he was live streaming on earlier today. I believe that's what it was called.
Well, we can give Phil a pass too for Veterans Day here in the U.S. So.
Fair enough. Hey, Poo Ninja. Metro Boutique here. Excellent. Billy, can you hear us now okay?
Yeah, I was having issues. I was hearing all kinds of crazy echoes, but it's working now.
Well, I thought it was because you had the video playing in the background. That's all.
I think that was a problem.
Yeah. It happens.
I'm new. It's the first time I've been on YouTube, so what do I know?
Well, that's a theme. Terry can attest since 2018. We've had, I'm going to say easily 100 members of the community. The first time they appeared on camera was on this channel, which is one of the reasons I've always loved doing this hang, because we get to put faces to names and, well, faces to screen names.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't change your screen name every time you may or may not appear on this channel.
This is my first time on this channel.
Yes.
So I was going to say, I was like, oh my dear Lord. I was like, that's a funny looking Quentin James.
It's the best looking Quentin James I've ever seen.
Quentin is QJ is so much better looking than me. Come on. And a much better guitar player. So let's give the man his due. Billy, when did you start playing guitar? Let's hear about your background, sir.
Seriously, when I was about 18, I had a guitar when I was real young, like 7, 8 years old, and that was a bad idea. So I wanted to pick it up when I was a teenager, and my parents were like, oh, we bought you a guitar when you were younger, and you didn't stick to it, so we're not going to buy you another one. So until I could get a job and pay for it myself, I didn't own a guitar. So when I was about 18 years old, I went up to a music store by my house, about 2 miles from my house after school. Bought like a Les Paul bolt-on copy and carried it home. No case. Had it over my shoulder. Carried it home 2 miles, walking down the road. And let me tell you, I was like, that was the proudest I ever was to walk down the street holding a guitar. And I was like, I'm a guitar player now.
I agree.
Even before the first chord, absolutely. So,
and then I went home and told my parents.
What inspired you to pick up the guitar?
I love music. I've been involved with music my whole life. When I got out of high school, I got a job at a record store. I worked at record stores for over 20 years. And then after that, I got a job as a stagehand. I worked at a bunch of venues, setting up and tearing down bands. But now I'm in the food industry.
Very cool. Now we have Chris from Mccobert joining us as well.
What's up, all?
The audio seems to be better this time. I dig it.
Yeah, I think it was switched on last time, but maybe not. It was checked when I went in this time anyway, so I don't know.
Perfect. All right.
Sounds good.
Works for me. Works for me. So, yes, we have quite the cavalcade of characters. Cavalcade of characters. Yes.
Yeah, Jackass is on film. Great. Perfect.
Nice. So, and welcome Alan's Guitar Channel in the chat here as well. We got 66 people, fluctuating up to 70. I think it's smokers going out and other people come in and take their seats. I was talking about that with Mark Taft this week. He was over hanging out in the studio, and I said, like you play at a venue, they'd say there's 100 people there. You're like, well, I only ever saw 60. Yeah, because there's always 40 out on the patio smoking. At any given time, it's just rotating in and out. So.
That's right. Yeah, you sold it out. Yeah, but I never saw anybody. It's because they were outside.
Hey, Black Guy.
Nice. Yes. So just checking the chat in case I missed anything. No.
How was everyone's day?
Good. Watched China Mike. Watched Pete Thorne. Dad wanted an easy dinner tonight of hot dogs. Perfect. So, yeah, a nice, easy night.
Très Canadiana, classique. Or like the one guy I knew from Shikudmi, he used to say when my one friend from Milwaukee asked him when we were in the online baseball game, he says, "So, me cool.
Is that?
Do you like hot dogs?" He's like, "Oh yes, I love hot dogs." And then he said, "Well, what kind of hot dogs do you like?" And he goes, "I like red hot dog." I was like, "Oh my god, that's funny."
I like that, Hog Rotten. A gaggle of guitar junkies. Yep. Although I'm still without new gear this week so far.
I feel bad. All these guys have like all their guitars behind them where you can see them. Mine are all over here on the side.
Well,
mine's on the side.
You can see a few here, but there's
a few. There's like 7 right there.
There's 7, yeah, but there's 2 5-racks that you can't see.
Yeah.
I'm short one now, so
you can see cases behind me, but
I see one case.
Yeah, you can see cases behind me.
Oh yeah, there's one.
But, yeah, there's
we can always one more.
Symmetry.
Well, I mean,
3 more Canadian squares. Come on up.
Those are the old.
We have pretty much a full house, so
I'm symmetry.
Take down the pinned link.
I mean, this is the old. Or that's the old stuff. The new stuff is that way. So
nice.
We can show that off too, but later. But I've been having some fun with a couple of pedals today, and I'm going to be a total whore on this one because
nice.
I haven't plugged this in for a couple of weeks. I'm sorry, Ben.
That's okay.
I'll just say this. I rediscovered this today, and I added some the vermin.
Who doesn't have one?
The vermin. Well, everybody should have one, and since
agreed.
There's a wait list, but I mean, I've neglected this into just my clean fender is this, and I've just been throwing some fun stuff into it.
That is on my board right now.
Yes, the Choya is, and it should be, and the Choya is great. But if you can find one of these as well,
even on the minimum, is a bit too loud because we don't play that loud. So I'm going to try to actually squeeze this onto the end of the board for the lead boost.
And that's should be on my board. And it should be on the board, but that's what I was going to recommend to you is because once you stomp on the Choya, it hurts ears, but it sounds glorious.
I have it down all the way, but it's still and the funny part is we turned on and it was on by default. Also, I was like, why am I so loud?
Yeah. Well, then you could do this and put this 4.0 on top of it, and then you're just breaking windows across the street, and it's glorious and pissing off the neighbors, which should happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, once again, just the nice drive. Like I said, I neglected it, and I feel. I mean, I'm sorry for myself. It's just that I neglected it, and it's just great. It's just a great pedal.
Or we could go right hog wild and go with 28 decibel boost instead of 24.
Oh, the Mogion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the Mogion is. I can't find one of those, and I want one.
Yeah.
This is a great pedal.
Ears if you got a lot of headroom. I will say that.
Yeah, at stage volume for sure.
Yeah, this is loud.
Symmetry's doing the push pull.
I would say because I got some positive feedback from Pete regarding the nice drive A. So I assume at some point Pete will be doing a demo, and it's interesting because I know exactly when he opened the box and tried the pedal for the first time. So I'll be able to see what the lead time is between that and actually getting the video out, because he'll always say, "Oh, I got this in. I got to get these videos out this week." And obviously, we didn't give him a timeline of any kind. So, what's up, Joe C? Oh, apparently, somebody might know, may have a line on one of those Mugios.
Once again, I've never met that guy, so I don't know.
Yeah, but will yours have a random black back plate on it? Because I'm pretty sure mine's probably the only one that has a black backing plate.
Uh-oh. What do you got there?
No, but I got purple and yellow ones with a back plate on.
Ooh.
Do you guys have the signed ones?
Nice.
Are yours signed if you take the back plate off?
They're all signed.
Yeah, cool.
That's a very nice LTD Viper. I recall doing a bunch of work on one identical to that, but in much worse shape. That's owned by Absolute Mayhem. That's right, Joe. Yep, couldn't find anybody. What's up, Mickey Sotomayor?
That means to jump on.
People watching.
I need a cold snack. I'll be right back.
You do that.
Someone's got jealousy now.
Oh, and for those who know that I like using what I refer to Mayhem, or me refer to as a Derekism, for those who are fans of Vice Grip Garage or are into the automotive industry. I lifted a new one, Chris. I know you're going to love it. You know what you call this? She's the old forehead awning.
Forehead awning. I do like that. Damn it.
Hold on.
I'm
stealing that after I laughed for about 4 minutes straight. Like, I got the old forehead awning in place. I'm like, yes. What's up, Sandra?
Hey, Sandra.
I think I might have to play the saxophone.
Perfect.
So it's loaded with EMGs.
Nice.
Which?
I think it's 8185.
Right.
It's the old Metallica standard. But it's got the afterburner push-pull, which is a 20 dB boost.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Really
So
takes the place of having to need an overdrive.
an active pickup?
Yeah.
Yep.
I've never used one. Never, ever used one.
It's good.
I've never even played one, I don't think. But
I like it.
yeah, a lot of people like
Excuse me.
good clean tones, I hear.
And
Mayhem's asking if it's a 256.
the model
Yeah, the model.
is 301, I believe. Yeah, Viper's 301.
Oh, 301. Makes sense, because I think Mayhem's has passive pickups. That's the difference.
I don't think this came with these. I've never seen another one like it.
What do you
Usually
think?
they only have the
Surprisingly,
two models.
LPDs.
They don't have the afterburner in them.
Ooh.
John, the battery's awesome. Put in a fresh one the other day.
See, I've never built a reasonable pedal board. 2022 is the year of the pedal board for me. Excellent, Doug. LPD
Same.
Pedals has a very positive over-representation on this channel. Yep.
Wow. Over-representation. That's...
Well, it's never been
That's-
officially done, but I consider myself an LPD artist. And
Well, you are, but I'm not sure when it was ago. Was it 2 months ago or 3 months ago? I posted on somebody's channel about LPD pedals, and they said, "Yeah, Chris, just just shut up. We all know that you're a paid shill. Guess what, folks? I've never been given anything for free from Lawrence, ever. And I'm a huge advocate of his. I mean, the protos, I absolutely paid for. And so that pisses me off when they say it's over-representation, because if you don't have it on the pedal and you're not subscribed to his newsletter, you're doing something wrong, because he is a fantastic, fantastic tone master. And like I said with your nice drive aids, I neglected it for a couple of weeks and I rediscovered it, because you can always tweak it a little bit to find out all this fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's it, because you can use it as a clean boost, a dirty boost.
Yeah. It's just a full on amp, and then when it's a boost. I'm oh my dear Lord, I don't know what you mean.
And we should mention this for those who don't know, because this was, I don't know if this was ever actually released beyond a handful. This is more or less the lead circuit in the 68 Deluxe. It's the boost circuit. It was the boost circuit in a lot of the Deluxe's stuffs. Deluxe's stuffs? Yep, we'll go with that. I got more props on Saturday jamming. Like I was riding the green channel of the 87 or the Dutchman. The Dutchman actually set up a little dirtier than the green channel of the 87. And Frank, the other guitar player, multiple times, he's like, God, your tone is nice. I'm like, thanks, dude. You know, and with the Cascade reverb being something different than the standard spring reverb that's in every amp, you know, that sounds a little different. And with the delay, using the offset delay on multiple more repeats than I normally use, but it's kind of mixed back, but the sound is kind of big, but a little narrow focused with the tones that I use. Well, you've heard it in the tone samples. I use kind of a mid-focused, like a little compressed down EQ wise, but it sets so well in the mix. I was just like, wow. And he's like, that sounds like a produced tone. And I was like, thanks. You know, appreciate it.
So let's go around the horn. Billy, what's on your pedal board these days?
Well, hang on. I got it right here. There's an empty spot though there, Ben. There's an empty spot on my pedal board. I wonder what I'm going to put there.
Well, you know.
So what's on
Something
it, Billy?
nice, eh?
Okay. It goes from a tuner to a JHS Fuzz, the 3 Series, then to a Wampler Bell, then to this guy, Keeley D&M drive, then another JHS 3 Series distortion. So I got a lot of drives on there. That goes into a JHS Unicorn, and then to a Caitlin Bread Bell Epic, and then someday it's going to go into a Boss DD3, and then into a Electro Harmonix Ocean's 11 reverb.
How do you like that reverb?
I love it. It does a lot of different things, but the plate reverb on it sounds outstanding.
Nice.
The spring
Chris,
reverb, if you were like a surf guy and you wanted like that real drippy sound, it does that in spades, but that's really not a sound I like.
Chris, what's on your board?
Well, I'm pretty new to pedal boards. I've used pedals, like tuners and like maybe one pedal, like a DS1 or something. I've always gone straight in. I know it's crazy, eh?
No, it's not. It's
probably a great idea.
So right now, though, as I'm getting into it, with the help of like some of you guys and Ben, and just like getting tips on what to do, I'm using a Fab flange, Dan Electro. That's my flange. MXR Phase 90, pretty standard.
Can't beat that.
DS1 into a nice drive A. that's pretty much it. And then I have tremolo on my amp if I want it, where I can flick that on. And I think that's the best lineup for it too, to like kind of accentuate when I hit the nice drive. It kind of accentuates all the other pedals. It's really nice.
Yeah, I agree. Symmetry, what's on your board?
Got the SD1, the NS1, and a DD20 in the loop, using the 4-cable method with the NS1.
Nice. Very cool.
Symmetry, is that one of those 1-watt Marshalls?
Funny you should ask, Billy. Last time I was here, I had the JCM 900 behind me.
Yes, you did.
Saturday, I poked my head into the Facebooks and I saw this little DSL1 4 minutes from my house up for sale. So I went and took a look at it. And it turns out the guy who was selling it is friends with another buddy of mine who happened to be at his house at the time.
Oh,
I've known him for 20 years. So I got the family discount and brought it home.
Nice.
Kind of an effort to bring the volume down a bit, because on a Friday or Saturday after a bit of turkey, I tend to get up 7, 8, or 9 on the master, and that JCM 900 is pretty freaking loud. So my daughter was complaining a bit. So I thought, well, let's give this a go. That said, this little 1-watt pushes this 412 fierce. It's still quite loud, and it sounds
really crank it too.
It's Marshall through and through, yeah.
Yeah, because you can get more of that Marshall sound without annoying everybody in the neighborhood.
Exactly.
Nice. Let's see. We got a few more people joining in, including Ben. Tom is here. Great to see Tom in the chat. I saw some stuff here. Somebody had asked Stephen Fraser. I don't know. People go by either one. All right. That'll be cool. Sure. We'll do one more. Let's see here. Where did I see? Stephen Fraser says, what if you show up with no pedals? Well, funny enough, talking pedals, Frank doesn't use any pedals. He plays in direct, although he's already debating pedal board.
Right.
He went from never heard of LPD pedals, and Mihai said, no, neither have I. And then all of a sudden they're like, wow, these sound nice. Thanks, dude. And so now he's like, I might have to, I've got to look into those. Well, the demo's out there. They're good stuff. So we'll see what he wants to do. I'm supposed to email somebody. That's right. There we go. Another regular from the chat.
I've got the mini wah too, but it's weird. The Crybaby. But it's the little one, and it feels weird.
Now they have a 3/4 size. Maybe try that.
Oh yeah, I'm used to that larger one, but yeah, the mini's it's like, where is it? I can't find the mini wah.
Dunlop will get to the point where you'll say, I want to buy a wah. What shoe size do you wear?
Man.
Or they'll make one with an adjustable plate length to it on the top of the toe heel.
Yeah,
I need a size 10 Crybaby.
Daddario already has that telescopic pedal board, although I think you're only going to pull it out and it's going to stay out. I don't think it ever will go back in. Just why would you? Unless you're that guy that sold the pedal. Oh, add another pedal.
Terry, what about you? What's your pedal setup?
Recently I moved my two Electro-Harmonix nano pedals, the Small Stone, which again Ben wanted, but I held on to it. Small Stone phaser.
I already got one now.
Yeah, so I moved that, and I moved the memory toy in part of the deal that brought me back, as well as two guitars went out, which I made in a video. But pedal-wise, I got back a brand spanking new your Pumpkin Pie.
Nice.
Big Muff. So that'll be going into
What's up, Charles?
the front with my Elray FX Lucha Fuzz, going into a Vox 847 wah, the crappier ones of the Voxes.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Mod Tone Flex Distortion going into the front. And then going into the effects loop, I will now have a Zoom MG50, which will replace probably any delay effects that I need. And then the Cuvo or Cuvée reverb that I think Ben sent me.
I was like, nice I know I sent you something. I was like, I either sent you a delay or a reverb. I knew I sent you something for the end of the signal chain.
Well, it does do delay and reverb or delay and echo in one of the settings on it, but still. So that's pretty much it.
Oh, what is the small stone classified as? What is it?
It's a phaser.
It's a phaser.
Okay, because I've heard people say different things. It's a chorus, it's a phaser.
One of the original. No, the clone is the chorus. The stone is.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay.
And we got Mr. Fabric Top himself in the house. Charles 75N. He gets to appear on this channel as a guest-shaped object for once. I had to do it because anyone that reads Charles' comments on my videos, he's like, and again, kudos to the performer-shaped object or something to that effect. So Charles likes the Derek-isms I throw into the. I love it. I love it. Welcome, my friend.
Charles has a nice drive, eh?
I do. Yeah, I want to hear what's on Charles's board since we're going around.
Oh, we were all showing them earlier. What do we have? Like 4 or 5 of them up here.
Can you turn up your mic, Charles?
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you, bro.
All right, let's see.
Has he even talked?
Well, he usually sounds like you, Terry, to where you're so low we can't hear you.
That's because I talk low.
Yeah. So demos coming up on the channel.
Yeah, Charles, it's not any better. We got to hear you, man. You got to get closer or something, man.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got a couple more to. Why they're over there? They should be over here. Those are the.
And those look like they're more in original packaging.
Oh, they're in original packaging. Still got the.
Like, I mean, the older original packaging from back in the day.
I don't. Well, the packaging, I don't know, they got beat up a little when I used to own these and then I sold them. These used to be hanging out at the old house in the background.
Huh.
And then I sold them and then I got them back and then I'm going to sell them again eventually.
Isn't that how it always goes?
Yeah, but I got them because I never did demos on them when I owned them for some reason. I don't know why. I think I must have sold them right around the time I started doing demos of my own pedals. It's the only thing I can think of. That or lifestyle choices, which lead to you forgetting you own pedals and stuff.
Nice possibility.
I mean, how many times have you sold things and then a couple of years later you start buying them back?
The worst example would be my Proco Rat that I owned twice. And Richard Shanahan now owns for the 3rd time because I bought it off him twice.
I think I've owned 4 or 5 rats. I buy them, I sell them. I buy them, I sell them.
Is that the year of the rat? It's the year of the rat. There's all kinds of rat pedals out.
I don't even want one anymore.
Rats are so funny.
Rat pedals.
This will be the last.
That means next year's the year of the chicken.
Nah, this will be the first and last rat that you'll ever need. If you can get one.
Oh, vermin?
The vermin. It's just, I know it's coming.
We're allowed to talk about that one, kind of.
Well, so since you've already mentioned it 10,000 times on your live streams, of course we can talk about it. I haven't heard it. I mean, I obviously have the 3 knob, but it's, I mean, for me, I mean, it's the best rat I've ever played. But I mean, I'm sure the 4th knob is just going to be able to dial in a little bit more gooder. It's always more gooder, like Tom says.
Yeah.
But I've never rebought anything that I've sold. I mean, because once I'm done with it, I'm done, and I don't want to revisit it because I mean, I don't need to make that mistake again. I mean, Well, kind of. I've done that with Harley Benton crap, but it's so cheap. It's just like out in the air, and then it's just a quick flip. And if I lose money on it, I don't care. I want it out of my life. And as long as it's not in a landfill and someone's making music with it, then awesome. Better for them. They can be the next Hendrix. Great.
Hey, Dwight,
great. But I want it. I just need it out of my life.
I thought we had echo for a second. I realized it was Jerry's mate, literally right behind me. 8 House of Twang. I was like, hey.
It brings up an interesting question, though, because now I have a JCM 950 watt that I don't necessarily need, but I can't really bring myself to sell it.
Okay, well, you can send it to me. And
you can send it to me. I'll try it out for like a week or 2 and 3, 4.
Never return it, sure.
Just to make sure it works.
Hey,
I think Charles is back.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, but do I have any audio?
By any chance, are you on an iPad?
No.
Oh, okay, because I know iPads have super low mics.
Sounds like something wireless going on.
this is so perfect for the
Charlie,
though, where everything goes sideways. Though this is great.
I've been debating actually putting the Vermin, the 4-knob Vermin, on the Jamboard in place of the Dutchman, just for something different, you know. Hey, Caleb. Because it paired with the
last saxophone time.
Cascade Reverb. It's a really cool tone.
Let me go ahead and.
Well, yeah. See, Mayhem. I could take the Stomp, but I still got to take an amp. So if I'm going to take the Stomp, I might as well just take a pedal board. Oh, I might as well.
So, were you taking the Dutchman or the Lost Dutchman?
The Lost Dutchman. I don't own a Dutch.
Oh, you don't own the Dutch. You were taking the Dutchman, right?
Just
not that I'm bragging.
What's that, Dwight Bailey? Got 70 people in here. It's hovering in the low 70s. It's kind of like my favorite temperature. But if you haven't already, please give us a thumbs up. If you're new, please subscribe. It's a community hang here with several members of the guitar community. You seen the names around the chats, folks? Throw some faces to the names. And yeah, and then tomorrow night, we have a special guest on Canuck Guitars, a fellow Canuck. I assume he owns a guitar. May still own a bass. I knew him as a bass player. So.
Oh, my guess was Rick Emmett. So I'm out.
Coming on?
Be nice.
But this gentleman has a radio show, I want to say, out of Tofino, BC. I know he lives in Tofino, and I think the radio station he works for is out of Tofino as well. Sweet. And he introduced me into all, like, the Dinosaur Juniors and Husker Doos and all that stuff. Yeah, before that, I was like Motley Crue, Poison, AC/DC. And I'm going through all these out. I never heard of any of these bands these guys were into, and that's when I discovered lo-fi. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
Chris, that's awesome. That's like the Circle Jerks.
You got it. Yeah. You got it. You got it. But it's Jay Maskus doing the Circle Jerks skank, the Circle Jerks mascot.
I know that's badass. I want that.
And he's playing his signature Squire Jazzmaster.
Yeah.
Which is right.
Well, by the way,
I'm jealous of that one.
Hey, Boner Jam.
I'll take that.
And Southern Shade is here.
Oh, God.
I was going to mention Chris from Mccobert.
Yeah.
Since I know you are a Jay Maskus super fan. I'm not saying that Premier Guitar is going to have a new rig rundown out on Jay Maskus soon, but
another one.
My buddy Perry did post a photo of him and Jay and Chris Keys all standing buddy the other day.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, because they're on tour right now. That's wicked.
Yeah, like they must have just went back on tour because Lou was doing solo acoustic shows.
Yeah, and there's going to be a double bill like Lemonhead's Dinosaur Jr. gig. That's just a one-off. But I keep reliving the Dinosaur Jr. rig rundown, as well as others. Because I'm like, oh, do another one, please.
Yeah, so
if you go see Dinosaur Jr. live, bring your earplugs.
Oh, yeah. They handed them out when I saw them. They were tossing them out of a fishbowl.
So that was 2 days ago.
Oh, sweet.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That new blue telly.
And I'm not saying we're still trying to land Perry on the right there. We're still trying to land him on the show here. So, we're trying to get Perry on the show from Premier Guitar and talk about what it's like to do these rig rundowns with all these people.
That would be awesome.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he keeps saying, why would anybody want to talk to me?
No, Perry's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Seems like it.
Yeah. Dinosaur Jr. in a small club was probably one of the loudest shows I've ever seen. I think Joe Satriani in a mid-sized club, meaning or a mid-sized theater like 1,500, may have been louder. I mean, but it just ear bleeding, just unbelievable. It's in great times. I mean, everyone talks about Motorhead, Metallica, and whomever. You know, Anthrax is pretty damn loud on stage. And Motorhead definitely is. Lemmy was damn loud. But Dinosaur Jr. was by far just
loud.
Oh, it was painful.
It's loud with mids. It's a whole different kind of loud.
Yes. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not even the low end. It was the mids that just pierce and then just, ow. My ears are going to be bleeding, but I'm not leaving because it's so awesome.
Yep.
I put earplugs in halfway through the Phoenix show, and that was like 2000 something. Early 2s.
Sloan played Phoenix last night.
You're bleeding.
That's what it was. Sloan. As soon as you said the Phoenix, I'm like, who played the Phoenix last night? Sloan played the Phoenix. I'm pretty sure last night.
Yeah.
I wish they would answer their emails because I'm trying to get Patrick on.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I was like, is this another typical Toronto crowd, or are these people just old? Because I saw the crowd and like it was pretty still.
But what's wrong with old Billy and Symmetry? No, it's fine. Now really offended.
Hey, wait a minute.
What the hell, Chris? Come on.
I saw Sloan back in the '90s, like probably one of the first times they toured. Like, but it was like out in Victoria, and they were jumping around like crazy on stage, and really didn't know who they were. But I've always been a big fan. Props to Sloan.
Commodore Ballroom here, which holds 995 people. I've seen Slayer there. Doug. I've seen Megadeth there, and I've seen Pantera there, and they were all 11.
The Commodore is, for those who don't know, that's, I'm going to say, the venue in Vancouver.
My favorite.
You know, there's been a lot of venues over the years, but like they've been consistent. Like they've had basically for what, early 70s even. They may be even further back. I'm not sure. Charles is back. Hey, Charles, you're back.
Hey, can you hear me this time?
Yes.
Perfect.
Hey. He's on a mobile device. I can tell.
Yeah, I had to come back on my phone. My computer is not liking the mic on my camera for whatever reason.
Apparently not.
That's strange.
So, yes, we're just talking the Commodore Ballroom. I used to hear stories from my old bass player, Larry, who spent time both in Victoria and Vancouver. And quite often, especially in the 80s, now most people won't know any of these bands, but for you fellow Canucks, you'll know. So whoever's in town playing, it doesn't matter. You know, it could be a Dinosaur Jr. show, it could be a Canadian band, you know, like whomever. But it was that kind of a, you know, alt scene. So Larry's there. I think 5440 was playing, which, you know, for those who don't know, Canadian alternative band, very big, number of hits. But then in the crowd, you had like members of the Grapes of Wrath, Age of Electric, and a host of, you know,
Rhymes with Orange.
Hanging out. So Larry's hanging out, and it's just like, and you know all these guys because it's just like Vancouver was just a big small town and the way the music scene was that, hey, if you're not playing, you went down to the Commodore and you hung out and watched the show like everybody else did. So you had 2 or 3 members from every Vancouver band that wasn't out on tour hanging out there at every show. It was great.
Yeah, it's like the old punk rock scene. Punk rock scene where if they weren't playing, then they were at a show supporting.
For sure.
Yeah. Love those days.
Look at that.
Sorry, I'm old. I remember.
Me too. That's what it's all about back in the day. We used to play anywhere, and people would show up from all the different bands, support each other.
You could go to Club Soda and run into Motley Crue, Metallica.
Hey there, Doug.
Smith. These guys are in town doing records, and let's go out and have some beers. They go to the metal bar.
Eric asked, was Chilliwack there? No, well, Chilliwack would be an old, the previous generation, and they would have been hanging out more in Chilliwack.
I bet you they probably have. If not,
but I wouldn't doubt. Yeah, like they would have been there when Street Heart would have been playing there, or something like that.
Have any Canadian band that was still small coming through would have been there for sure.
Yeah.
It's the kind of place you could rent out to have a wedding at if you wanted, and schools go there for grad receptions, stuff like that. Yeah,
because it literally is the old Commodore Ballroom. It's not ballroom in name only at this point. Like that was the cool thing. It's just a thing that kept going and going. So now that we have audio from Mr. Fabric Top himself, we're one of the Chris's on the panel had asked, what's on your pedal board?
Well, there are 3 pedals on my pedal board. And of course, everybody knows my nice drive ray is on there. And then I've got an LPD 68.
Nice.
And I've got a TC Electronics Gauss tape drive.
Oh, nice.
So it's a Gauss tape echo, and so that's a lot of fun.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I've never played one. Have you been? Have you ever played one? I've never played one of those. I played through one of those.
I want to say yes. I tried one at Ardens one day because they were a TC dealer for a minute or.
How do you use it, Charles?
It's got to go in the. I put it in the effects loop, and then I just play around with the settings till I get what I want for whatever I'm working on at the moment.
Apparently, Eddie Van Haskell says there's a lot of phlegm on his pedal board. That's nice. Yes, an OG 68, Lawrence. Yep, I have the last OG 68 back there, unless I'm mistaken. I'm 99% sure that's the last OG because he had already gone to the new design. He's like, "You won't care if it's an old one." And I'm like, "No, of course not."
No, the old one's the one you want.
Hey, David.
What's up, Daryl? Hey, Dave Nesdall. And
Hippie.
They did not commute because one's on Long Island and one's in Alaska. They did not commute. That's fine. That's fine.
Hey, Metalhead.
So, Ben, this is the fabric for the next fabric top.
Oh, yeah. I saw that fabric. That is all kinds of like DMT inspired.
Nice.
Hang on. I'm going to solo it. Hey, hold that up again. I want to solo you out. The people got to see this fabric. Speaking of which, folks, if you haven't subbed to Charles 75N's channel, you should.
Oh, sweet.
He documents this stuff, and yeah, look at that. Like that.
Is that going to be an amp cover?
This is going to be. It's going to go on a. I've got a cheap Strat that it's going to go on, and I'm going to do both the Strat and the pick card with it.
Ooh.
Hey, Charles, how do you attach that to the body?
Don't do that, because can I talk you out of that, Charles?
You might be able to.
I have a different idea for Ben. So I have this Beretta Special that I am thinking of sending to Ben to where I just take every nut, screw, everything out of it, don't mark anything, take out the humbucker, send it to him as a jigsaw puzzle. But before I do that, can I send it to you to wrap and then send it to him and then do as the jigsaw puzzle? I'm not going to mark anything. He's got to figure it all out. And then once he does, it's his. I mean, it's a gift.
Say hey to Larry for us, Dave.
Well, you know,
Dave.
I could
please let me
do
talk you
that,
out of it, Charles.
and I'd be happy to. And the only thing we need to know is what fabric we want to have. In order to do the process, what you have to do is you have to sand down the body on the front and the back, down the wood, because then you take some wood glue and you adhere the fabric to it, and then you can start putting on your layers of poly. And
that's far too much work for me to do. I was just going to send this shit to you to give to Ben.
It is a tremendous amount of work. It really is, but it's worth it. I had a lot of fun. If you haven't seen the other one, here's the one that I did.
Yeah, look at that.
That's cool.
Whoa.
Solo that, Ben. That's fantastic.
Wow, bud.
Wow.
Cool.
And this is the first time I've ever done it. So it came out really good. And then what I just do is I leave the paint on the sides. And then I might have to put a little extra paint on it after I do the fabric top to blend it in. But it's, it came out really good for the first time doing it. I was real happy with it.
Hit me up for the next one, Benji. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm with you, Mayhem. Wow, that looks awesome.
That was a pleasant surprise in my feed when it was one of those things, because I think I subbed to Charles, let's say a year ago, and Charles doesn't put out content often. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, there's nothing on YouTube. It's like there's nothing on TV, and all of a sudden, bing, part 1 of doing a fabric top LP Junior. I'm like, well, what do we have here? And I thoroughly enjoyed it because he puts about as much production into his videos that I do. And as far as pre-production preparation, it's right there because you have nothing handy, much like myself, and I love it. And one of these days, I try, because Aaron's been on me, others have been in the chat. You're never prepared, and I try to prepare, and it train wreck. Still something like my soldering station. I'm like, I'm going to turn on the soldering iron before we start the video so we don't have 5 minutes of dead air for that. But who builds a plastic soldering station where the needle of your soldering iron presses against the plastic base of the soldering station?
I didn't even notice it until I rewatched it, and I was like, "Oh crap!"
Well, my build videos are like your workshop videos; they're modeled right after them. So
you do things the right way. Yep.
I mean, I love them because it's real time, and I'm not saying that you make the mistakes, but I make those mistakes, and I screw up all the time. Mm-hmm. And when YouTube stars do those same things, I'm like, okay, well, they're human too. I mean, I see them on the screen and stuff, but when I do it, it's like, I should never solder, ever. Ben should solder. Take that back. Take that back. Ben should solder.
I still don't have the courage to solder on camera.
I need someone to make one of those disclaimer things. I need to put up one of those disclaimer things, like do not do anything that I do in these videos. I need one. I should have one of those for the demos too, for that matter, and the live streams. Yep. Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't burnt my hair yet.
Yeah, actually, that's true. With how long your hair is.
Yeah. Oh, Lawrence agrees I should solder. Yeah. All right. Yes, and this is a pleasant surprise. I would probably try to put together a jigsaw creamer if it was a fabric top. Just saying.
Well, I'm going to send you the creamer anyway, and you're just going to have to put it together. It's going to happen, Ben. That and unboxing is going to be glorious because everything is not going to be packed.
Oh, that might have to be
parts everywhere.
Might have to be a Sam unboxing for one of those, because she'd be like, "What the deuce?"
Even better. The disclaimer: parts sold separately.
Some assembly required.
Some assembly required. Batteries not included.
I could have a video. It's
Terry,
one tuner.
If you want to solder everything individually, have to do it. I've got an idea. Actually, I've got this historical map of Ontario. It's got some pictures on it, and Instead of doing a fabric top, we could certainly do. I could also do that with it. It would be really cool.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. There has been some
idea. I
YouTubers
better
in the
start
past
sanding
that have
now.
Showed.
Just send it to me. I'll sand it.
There's a live stream. Sanding with Charles.
That's gonna happen.
In real time?
That's
in real
time. That's gonna happen.
By hand.
Then that's absolutely going to happen. I promise. I'm gonna send Charles the body. I'm gonna send you everything in separate envelopes. One little screw at a time. There'll be lots of unboxings with
an
Sam.
unboxing of a screw.
Yes. So Symmetry and Billy can just laugh. Like, yeah, we called it now. If Charles is going to do that, then and I'll absolutely just pay Charles for his time. Absolutely. That's done. We're doing that because that's just too cool an idea to not do.
We'll throw her on the bench.
Yeah, it's got to be his Monday Night Guitar now.
Oh, God. That's a terrible idea, Brad.
Yes, through UPS, Brad. Yes. Good idea.
I see.
Brad, that is diabolical.
Huh?
Evil. Brilliant.
Speaking of which, since I still haven't sent Billy his tracking number, I'm going to track your package.
I trust you,
No, I haven't even entered it yet.
It's on the way.
It's on the way, yeah. I just realized the receipt's still in my jeans. I haven't even entered it into the postal thing. Yeah, what are you going to do? There we go.
Oh, I'm sorry to
I
hear
started
that,
talking
Jason.
to Frank about a setup on his guitar, which I'm going to do. And then I'm like, yeah, I'll just answer him after the show. 4-inch belt sander with 60 grit. Yeah, that'd do it, Hog Rotten.
Buy paint, more like
My luck, I
guitar
put it
body.
on the guitar and all you see is the body flying across the workbench. I guess it wasn't that secure.
Doug, I was going to say that.
Brad Guitar Miller. Ben's a big fan of packages going to the wrong place.
No, you know who's a big fan of you know who's a big fan of that? Lawrence. Lawrence is a big fan because if you send through the wrong pedal, it doesn't get forwarded. It stays here, and he has to then he gets to sell another one to send to the original purchaser.
Yeah, but think of all the content that you guys got out of that package going to the wrong place.
Oh, behind the scenes, hearing that story
like a saga.
from Ben was a lot of fun. Hearing the behind the scenes stories of, well, what do I do? Go with it.
I still remember literally that conversation, which was Lawrence messaged me, said something was on the way, but it wasn't necessarily the correct something. And I'm like, first of all, I'm getting something because I didn't order anything. And I was like, all right. I was like, is it a prototype? He's like, no, it's from an anonymous donor. I'm like, okay. So in theory, I was getting a Cascades reverb, which again, whoever is responsible, thank you. But instead I get this fuzz. And then, Mr., did you try the fuzz? No, I didn't try the fuzz. It's been a bit of a busy week right here. Try the fuzz? So, yeah, try it. Maybe shoot a demo on it before you send it off to Brad. Yeah, I don't really do fuzzes though, Lawrence. You know, not to mention, I'm like, is it a big muff? He's like, no. And I'm like, even worse. What? Huh? All right. So I plugged it in, grabbed a Strat because it's a fuzz-facey type pedal, I'm told. Went, RJ taught me you put her on the old neck pickup of a Strat and, did the volume trick. Brian Landreth, if you're watching and lurking, backed off the volume a little. Played. All right. And then I said, all right. So So McKnight went live. So I'm in the chat, and Lawrence is there, and he's like, "Did you try the pedal?" Yes, I tried the pedal. What's my price on that pedal? And the last few pedals, because I'll be, we'll be honest, folks. I do have artist pricing, so that's why I consider myself an LPD artist. If one gets artist pricing, right? Oh my dear Lord, that would infer. If you get artist pricing, you're an artist. So I forgot how affordable FUD circuits are to manufacture as opposed to choruses and delays and reverbs. Oh my! So he's like, "This price, oh fuck, all right." And I was talking with you at the same time, and you're like, "Yeah, you're gonna keep it."
I knew you would. So that's a good topic because this could be endless. So I'd like to hear from Symmetry and Billy and Chris, and of course Terry, but little tricks like Ben mentioned, just with certain pedals and settings on guitars, like he mentioned the fuzz with the neck pickup, and then just backing off the tone a bit, and then like he's saying, the volume trick is you turn it between 5 and 6, and it's money. So what other pedals and with other little like tone and volume tricks do you know about that you can share? Tell me, Symmetry.
I don't have much up my sleeve. I've only been noodling around for a year, and I've only got the 3 pedals. But I've kind of taken a book out of the Dave Friedman advice category, where it's a little bit less gain and playing with the knobs on the guitar. Roll your volume up, down, and with the EMGs on that LTD, it really reacts very positively when you're, it's the stupid RG. It's pretty much on or off. You don't get a lot of graduation on the upward slope, but with the LTD, you can get a lot of different tones just by fiddling with the switches and the knobs right on the guitar.
Absolutely. How about you, Billy?
With the delays,
share the secrets. I gotta know
the secrets. With delays, I keep the mix down really low. I just like my delays being really subtle and not like over, I'm not the edge. I'm not like trying to, my delay isn't going to be exactly as loud as my initial pick attack. I like to keep it low and just so it's kind of like an undercurrent. It doesn't really
like hot sauce. Just
over what? I don't want the next note to be like drowned out by the note that I just played.
Do you do the same thing with reverbs and choruses?
Yeah, same thing with any kind of time delay. I try to keep the mix kind of low. Probably if you're playing with a band, you'd probably want it more because it would get drowned out by the band. But I just play in my basement, so
I'm the same way. Because that way you can use delays and reverbs, and because they're subtle, you're using them effectively in the same manner.
Yeah, I don't want like a giant wash of sound.
Yeah. Yep, I did the same thing.
My DD20 is pretty much set up in chorus mode, and I think I have the loop back down to maybe 65-70% mix. Well, on the 900, this one doesn't have that potentiometer on it, but this is like playing on this thing for 8 hours yesterday, quiddling everything.
8 hours? Jeez, your hands must be like shredded.
No. That's part of the key. You have to play too hard with your left hand.
I'm all hand-handed. Half hour and my hands are always starting to get sore.
That's why I need the vintage frets, because I manhandled. I was playing guitar with jumbo frets for the first time in weeks, and I was just pulling everything out of tune. Like, even up on the neck, I'm just pulling stuff out of tune. I'm like, all right, easy there, cowboy. Yeah.
What gauge string were you using?
My friend the other day.
Oh, they were nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm off the 10s temporarily. So, although I'll have that Gretsch at the next jam. Don't worry, Charles. And it's got the 10s on it.
Well, you better.
Yeah, you know what? It's gonna be okay. We need a chicken pick for 2 hours, so I'm trying to bend that damn G string full steps. I'm like, I'll be damn you, Charles.
Well, because of you, I got 9s on my telly, and I've switched to 9.5s on a lot of other things, but I still have 10s on my Strat.
Nice.
I have to put 10s on the Viper. With 9s, it just, even with the 10s, the truss rod is just barely engaged. And with 9s, it's just fuzzy as all heck. So
yeah, that's kind of the rule.
E standard.
10s, it's like the 10s. There's no reason to change it.
Oh, but that's kind of the rule. Is 9s on Fenders, Strats and Tellys, and then on Gibsons or Gibson types, like the Framus, I have 10s on, and then I have 9.5s, which I'm trying to break in for both, so my hands can get used to that, because Scott said something on a live stream that made a lot of sense and really resonated, is don't try too hard, and when you're like really gripping down, then you're not playing, you're fighting it. And a little bit of fight is good, especially like the amp for keeping it from feeding back, and pushing the air. But if you're fighting the guitar too much, then you're not playing. So I'm trying to find that that perfect spot is like between 9s and 10s. So I think I'm just going to go on 9.5 on everything.
9.5s are nice. I like those on that guitar. Like 9.5. That guitar likes anything though. So same as the J Tracer. It likes anything. It doesn't matter what I put on it. It's like, yeah, whatever. You want to do 9s? Sure. 11s? That's fine. It doesn't matter.
I agree with Ben. There are some instruments that you can go as light as possible or as heavy as possible, and the instrument will still sound, amazing. No matter what
plays
set of
well.
strings are on it.
Yeah.
It's to me, it's like different strings just feel different on different guitars. I've got 10s on my PRS SE right now, and they just feel huge, right? And they hurt after a while. So I even though I like the sound of the guitar, I put it down, and so I got a set of 9.5 to go on it to see if that feels any better. But my Strat just feels great with 10s, and I love that I put I've got a thin line telly that I put 9s on. I just love it like that. And so it's like the guitar tells you what it wants.
I want to try 9.5s on the Gretsch. How low can I go? Because I do love that guitar. I'm trying.
That is a beautiful Gretsch. Matter of fact, I was looking at one just like it, except it was green.
Does yours have a chip now? Or did it have a chip in the pickup selector switch? Like,
no.
And I think he's in the chat. I can't remember, but somebody commented on that. Said, because I taped up part of the pliers and then immediately hit the finish with the non-tape part. He's like, and he comments, goes, "Don't ever change." I'm like, yeah. Yep, I did that.
Yeah, I didn't even realize you did it until you said it, and I'm like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about that is, all those little accidents that happen when you're recording a video. I never set out to have a channel on. I just ended up making a video to show the broken headstock on the SG. And but now that I'm making them, I feel like I'm hitting my headstock on everything while making a video.
I had to free up some room on the old phone there, so I've been taking videos that I know there was bloopers in, because I know I knew it was you, Muddy Waters. I thought so. And so I've been slowly putting together for the blooper reel. So I've been cutting down to free up space. So I was deleting these, 1 minute, 2 minute segments from demos. And I just don't remember, because I think the first one was for the Embers, where, I decided, hey, now that I'm doing edits and such, I do that little playthrough, and then you get the intro, and then me blabbing. So I go to play, and it's like, I'm thinking to myself, wow, that sounds really clean. Like, I know the Embers is a clone, there's not a lot of gain, but that sounds really clean. And I look over, and it's not on. One job. Turn the effect on. Start playing. Nope. Or the amount of times I'll start playing, I left my tuner on. So it's just like, oh, well, that didn't work. All right, fine. Start over.
Everybody talking about string gauges.
I love those moments in
I know you do
in your videos, Ben. I mean, it's just more human because it's all that stuff that we do.
Yeah, exactly.
Every day. I thought it was I thought it was plugged in, and the dang thing fell out. Well, the dang thing always falls out, and it happens every day. We're at the grocery store. The dang thing fell out. The pedal, whatever, it's not plugged in. I just love that stuff.
You can tell. Usually, if I screw up after the 4-minute mark of a video, it's staying. I am not shooting that over, right? Because I'm well into a demo at that point. But if you watch and I'm screwing up stuff in the first minute or two, you know I'm having a bad day because that's already like take 6 or 7. And I'm just like, screw it. You know, at this point, I'm like, I don't care. The video, I have to upload it by a certain time to get it out by tomorrow because I'm always shooting videos literally the day before they're out. For the most part.
Okay, well, when I send you the neck, because I'm going to send the body to Charles, I'm going to send you bags of coffee too to help with that process. I got to help you out.
Okay, I'm putting the guitar together right now.
No, I was going to say, that correct video. I got up, had a cup of coffee. House was quiet. Dad was asleep. I'm like, well, I guess I'm not shooting a demo because he's asleep. So I'll go into the workshop. I know Charles has been bugging me about installing this damn switch. Let's get her in. All right. But I'm not having my second cup of coffee yet because I don't want any jitters. And I was absolutely fine until I went to soldering. As soon as I turn in my wrist, they just start shaking like, oops. And I'm cursing several people that are on this panel in my head while talking away. And I'm like, yep. So this happened. Yep. I was surprised that switch was an identical switch. And it's funny because I showed it to Dave Nisdall. I'm like, what's the switch? He goes, that looks kind of like an import switch. I'm not sure. It's not quite top of line, blah, 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 blah. It's like, I don't care. Rob said, it's the right switch. And sure enough, I look at it. I'm like, that's the identical switch. And that's what I want, the identical switch to be replaced.
That was what I asked Rob. I says, I want to make sure it's going to fit in there.
I thought it was you. He wouldn't admit it. I will say, for those who want to purchase with confidentiality through Rob Welch at Tesi Switch, tesiswitch.com, use coupon code Canucks, save 15%. He wouldn't tell me. He goes, nope. When they come forward, they come forward. But, I was just like, I don't know.
He maybe used the coupon code, too.
Nice. Mazel. Mazel use it.
Don't have a glass saxophone. Sorry.
That's okay. That works.
I got the electric piccolo.
Hey, Frank, the other guitar player had something similar to that. He said, "You want to hit?" I'm like, "No, they don't quite work the same for me. I have too much of a tolerance." And he was funny because he apologized for being late. He looked at me and goes, "Wow, you seem rather high at the moment." I'm like, "Let me tell you something. This is the way it works. I'm big on punctuality for get-togethers like jams. The longer I wait, the higher I am when you arrive. Because that's all I do while waiting for you to show up. So if I'm playing badly, that's on you for being late." So, oh, and I got a gift at the jam. I didn't even mention that.
Sweet.
So I go out to the driveway to start loading my gear, which apparently I left the side door open to the van the entire time during the jam. Perfect.
Share it with the neighbors. Very nice. Very generous of you.
So then I come out, and on the hood of the van is a deep dish apple pie. I'm like, well, that's odd. So I said to Mihai, whose place it was, I'm like, there's a pie on the hood of my van. He goes, yeah. Thought you and your dad would like that. And I'm like, Dad and me would like that. Thank you very much, buddy.
Always room for pie.
It's always room for pie. That's been my mantra for 40 years, probably at this point. There's always room for pie. Yep. Let's see here. Okay. You guys are helping out My knees hurt. That's awesome. Because I know he's having issues with inputs, and I don't know. I shoot with a phone. One of these days I'll get a camera. But then I gotta
get the lights.
No, I don't anymore. The jungle lights, they're broke. They broke. So I'm back using like dollar store desk lamps. Like I found for proper shading. We'll bring this up. You'll see that's just like your desktop lamp, and then I take one of those LPD Pedals tone socks, and it's actually laying over it to shade it a bit. So yeah, it's just one over there. And we have another lamp over there. Oh, look, it's the Nascanuck set over there. Imagine that. It's almost like a TV studio.
I can't believe those lights broke. But you are a true LPD artist if you are using an LPD product as a lampshade. So,
holy crap! How did I get that like basically back in place? Well, that was impressive. Oh, we're uneven because we're sitting on guitar picks on one side. There we are. Whose guitar pick were we on? Oh, it was a James Hetfield pick. Oh, isn't that nice?
I was gonna say another use for all those NAMM picks you grabbed.
I'm starting to get low. Like I have less than, like I may have a third of what I once had because I've given away a few hundred picks. To the point where Billy didn't get any picks sent in with his pedal. He did get a decal though.
Petrucci pick?
Yeah, I may or may not have included one of these decals for your pedal board.
Got one.
Nice.
Yep. So I think every pedal board should have one. See you, Metalhead Hippie?
Now I feel guilty for talking about everybody's pedals earlier.
Where is that Mr. Peanut by his little icon thing he posted?
There it is.
See you, hippie.
Nice.
Yeah, I've tried to invest in a few production things. Like I bought a video camera off the Jungle website. It sucks balls. I do not like it. I don't like the coloring, the contrast. I tried messing with it for like 2 hours. Sucks even harder as a webcam. So I was like, that was a waste of money. Lights broke after, one broke after 4 months, and I think the other one broke a couple months after that. And it's not even the bulbs, it's actually the units that broke down.
You mean the stands that broke? Just moving them around?
No, the actual the unit itself, like the socket.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I have 2 oversized big pigtail bulbs that nothing to plug them into. I could try plugging one into a lamp and see what happened. That would be an interesting video. I'll wear safety goggles for that one. Just in case
try that outside.
That gets to be like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys.
Yes, try that outside.
So yeah. So we're back to dollar store light bulbs. Well, although I do have the old vanity ring thing. That thing.
Okay, Ben, go.
I don't know. Has anyone noticed I do actually have a fire extinguisher in the workshop for just in case?
I was going to say, I think Chris has a closer chance at hitting him.
We got snow. No, you got snow, Mayhem, because you're in Napanee. It skirts around the Belle Vegas and then comes right back on the shore.
Here since I woke up.
It snowed here at 1 in the morning.
See you, Randy.
Wake up, gone.
Oh, that reminds me.
Hey, Randy, and bye, Randy.
I better set the alarm now because I have to pick up Amanda in the morning to drive to work. Of course I do.
Take care, Randy.
Which means I should leave earlier if there's any snow on the ground because a bunch of people will drive like yahoos. It's like they forget every year how to drive in the snow. First time in the snow, they're all driving like they born and raised in California or Arizona.
Move to Phoenix.
Last year.
Move to Phoenix. Don't deal with snow. Move to Phoenix. Just saying.
Yeah, but you could like spontaneously combust between May and September of every year.
Could. They always say it's a dry heat, and I always respond, yes, so is the surface of the sun.
Exactly.
This time of year, this is why we live here. It's beautiful.
And there's no time change, right?
And there's 0 time change. Argue. Yeah. Come on. Argue with me. Lawrence and Phil will agree with me. Come on.
Yeah, I'll up the truck tomorrow.
3 of the greatest minds on the planet. Well, 2 of the greatest minds on the planet. We're not counting. Definitely not.
Yeah, and then both Phil and Lawrence would have my number blocked within 2 weeks because Phil's like, I'm not doing your stupid little videos with you. I do real videos. And Lawrence is like, no, you cannot come over and play with pedals.
And as Lawrence just said, I just checked. It's not snowing here. Yes. Thank you, Lawrence. Exactly.
Hey, David Scher.
What happened Friday night to Phil's live stream?
I don't know, but everybody's contacting me. It was funny.
Well, I put out a few like feeders just to say, hey, I hope everything's okay on his Facebook or something.
I think I had 4 people message me by 6:20 Eastern. So within 20 minutes of his general start time.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, it was just and the funny part was
content.
I was going to miss the show because I was busy doing other stuff, and I'm like Phil's not live. I'm not at my computer. I am not sure. So
yeah,
I was like,
the same
he's
thing
not
happened.
live. I guess he's not live.
I mean, the same thing happened with me. I got messaged like within 20 minutes, but he posted on Instagram today, and I haven't talked to him in a couple weeks, so I'm assuming everything is okay. But he posted on Instagram today, so good.
I text with him once in a while. Like he says in his podcast, he's bad at answering emails. It's a 5-day turnaround on a text. So at times, so it's all good, and but I don't talk to him all the time. But it's funny because when people don't go live, people contact me. Well, you gotta know what's up. Don't all work in the same strip mall. It's not how it works. I can't go down the hall to Studio 7 to see if RJ's live or not.
I think Lawrence has the market covered and dominated with his sunshine shovels.
Yeah, but you can still melt part of the year. As a born and raised Canadian, I may melt.
You wouldn't melt.
I don't fare well in direct sunlight.
And those 3 months when it's really, really bad, you learn to go from the house to the car to the job to the bar to the house to the bar to the grave. I mean, you figure it out.
Yeah, when Phil told me he's got a pool, but it's too hot to swim in the pool, I went, no.
Make big ice cubes and put them in the pool. I did that during our heat dome last summer.
It's, you turn off all the lights that you can bear not to have and help keep cool that way.
I got to figure out that happy medium spot. I don't know where it is exactly, where it's not too hot, but not too cold. I'll probably end up in the middle of nowhere, but my internet speed will probably be just the same.
See,
it'll be Oklahoma. Good luck
Canada
to you.
And U.S. down in the winter.
Regine, Colombia.
Idaho?
Hey, Ron
Land of eternal spring. 25 degrees all the time. Celsius.
Yeah.
So 80 Fahrenheit.
Hey, Ron Limber.
Yeah, Vancouver Island is nice. I'm
sure
sure
we'll talk about for 6 months.
Yeah. A lot of rain. The arthritis doesn't
rain.
A couple days in the winter that keeps the faith and restores your, commitment to being here. But cold and wet.
Southern California is not bad, but it's pretty consistent.
Hawaii sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah,
Hawaii? Yeah, that'd be
not bad.
Just a quick question for Awesome Mayhem: what's a woman's libitos?
Yeah, I appreciated his spelling there.
Is that like Doritos?
I thought it was a new meal at Taco Bell. Lobitos.
For a limited time only. Lobitos. What's up, Bobo Roadie? BC Rich says he spent 4 months in the middle of summer in Phoenix over 2 years, and it was just miserable on both occasions.
Yes, you weren't here long enough to adjust. Once you move here, you do become a desert rat. It comes to you.
That's what I hear.
It's true.
Oh, I still think every time we go to California for NAMM, it's like 59, 60 degrees out, but sunny in the morning, and I'm out there like catching rays. JJ's wife comes out in a hoodie. She's like, "Aren't you freezing?" No, I am not.
Oh my god, these comments in the side chat now. BC Rich.
With real Corinthian leather, I'm sure. They can't even drive in the rain, Magic Man. And anyone who lives in California knows that. JJ, yeah. Because it rained when I was there, and he's driving like he's white knuckling it, Terry, like it's blizzard conditions. And I'm like, what? He goes, like, it's raining. I'm like, so he goes, nobody knows how to drive in the rain around here. I'm like, really? Oh. Okay.
Or the snow in Victoria.
Right.
Well, that's just it. The majority of people in the U.S. that never see snow, they'd come up here, and even in the mildest of like wet or damp conditions, would be all freaking out. Like you said, they'd be white knuckling it, like going, "Oh my god, oh my god!"
The first thing is everybody carries.
Oh no, black ice.
Yep.
Yeah, black ice. What's that? Where's that?
Yeah, just remember, at any given time while driving, you can quickly become a passenger. Done that more than once going down the 401. You're driving down the highway, all of a sudden I don't have any steering. All right, well, I guess I'm going to drift into the next lane.
Hey, Basement.
Guitar Superstar.
There he is.
No, yeah, you do. Yeah, when it rains, it does rain in Phoenix. That I do know.
It does, but I mean, they talk about the monsoon rains, and I was born and raised in Houston, to where, when it rained, it would last all day, and it wasn't just like the Northern California where I also live, where it was just that little sprinkly mist rain that would last all day, and it would just stick to you. No, Houston, all day, every day for weeks. Here for the monsoons in Phoenix, it lasts half an hour, and then it's gone, and then it's beautiful. But
right.
It floods, and if you choose to drive into, the big puddle, they have the dumb motorist law, to where it's like if you drove into that puddle, then we will fine you to tow you out, and you got to pay for everything, which is a great rule. It should be like voting. You really voted for that person? Great. We're charging you. Not political, but you get what I mean. It's like you make that choice. Yeah, no, don't do it.
Oh God. Yes, actually, you could feel the rains down in Africa.
No, knees, we can't. Yeah, Lawrence, torrential is usually the word used.
I think I'd like Nashville. That's not too bad. They get a little snow. And hot and humid. I'm used to hot and humid. That's Ontario summers.
Yep.
Hey, remember that one went for summer NAMM. Remember that, Terry? Because you and I were chatting too. Because that was the thing. Everyone's asking, "Oh, you must be sweating your ass off down here, hot and humid." I'm like, no, it's 3 degrees cooler here than it is at home today.
Yeah.
And I'm showing everybody the weather app. I'm like, no, Southern Ontario, because we had one of those June spells, Chris. That where it's in the low 30s Celsius, which is well into the 90s, and high humidity coming off Lake Ontario. And
yeah,
I was like, oh, this is a piece of cake. I am enjoying this.
Well, it was just like when you went to Winter NAMM there in California. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's cold," and you're like,
No.
No.
They don't know cold.
Yeah, Exactly, compared to Canadian cold, like where Ben was coming from.
Well, yeah, because remember, the first year I flew down to NAMM, I was like on one of the last flights out before they shut everything down. Because remember, there was a bunch of YouTubers out coming from Ontario that didn't make it the first day. And I just made it in time. And I remember being outside the airport before going in and it being with the wind chill too cold for my vape to work properly. Like, it's like, no, I can't generate the heat that's required to atomize what you want atomized. I'm like, oh, it's cold out. Okay. And so, fortunately, the plane just in time, because I was like the last flight out, it seems, because I knew someone, I think actually, the owner of Ardens, he was on a flight scheduled 2 hours after me, and he didn't make it out. Then they got me on the way back, though. That's when I was stranded in Chicago. Good times. Not good times. The airport's not the good part of Chicago either.
Oh, God.
When they give you a list of pre-approved hotels, you take the one with the shuttle service. You are not walking the streets. No offense to Chicago residents, but your South Side has a reputation. Just saying.
Just a little.
Just a good, decent pizza. Wasn't great pizza.
I still remember that. You were like going,
I was like, it's all right.
I've had better pizza in Ontario than I have had this.
And people are like, yes, that was not the right place to go to. Like, abort mission.
Even I remember seeing it when you showed it, and I was like, oh my God, that looks like terrible pizza.
It tasted decent, but it wasn't really good deep dish or anything. But it was a pizza place that was on the back of the hotel key card. And I went, you know what? They know where the hotel is probably. And they were still open. And that was the funny part is, of course, coming from a small town where everything's shut down by 9 at night at the latest. And I get into a hotel at, I don't know, it was 11:30, midnight, Terry? Because I went live.
Yep.
And I was like, are there any places still open for food? And the one behind the desk looks at me like, what are you, 6? Like, yeah, everything's open. It's only midnight. It's Chicago. You know, I'm like, I don't know. It's like blizzard conditions outside. That's why I'm trapped here. I don't know what's open. But we survived, just. That was, not fun.
BC Rich says south side of Chicago is basically Midwest, Camden, New Jersey.
I've never been to Camden, but again, I've heard about it. So, possibly.
Yeah, more like Flint, Michigan, south side of Chicago. Anyway, gentlemen, I gotta go.
Alrighty, my friend.
Fruitcake only finally each of you. Have a good night.
Thanks for popping in, buddy.
This party will be going to Charles very soon. The rest of it will all be for you for a series of videos for you to remake the puzzle. And good luck with that. That'll be fun.
I may put a different pickup in.
Take care.
See you later.
Yeah.
No, you won't.
Good night.
Ooh. Screen share. Look at that.
Oh, stop
Ooh. Ooh.
That was last night.
Nice.
Oh, that looks pretty good.
I'd go for a slice or 3 of that.
Come on by.
Yeah, it's just a few thousand miles.
You know, if you don't cut it, it's just one piece.
That's true.
I can't remember where that is here in Ontario. There's a place that's like that. You ask for a slice, and it's like, okay, yeah, I think maybe it's that one bakery. I'm not sure if Ben knows about it or Chris knows about it. But there's a bakery somewhere in the GTA where they actually will serve you one humongous ass slice that is equivalent to like one large pizza, but it's all shaped as like one slice out of a pizza.
Yep. I know the place.
Yeah, I don't know it.
Dang it.
I know Toronto slices tend to be pretty big though. Like, you know, back in the day when it was like $2.99 a slice and it was like massive.
I was tickled to death when Pizza finally expanded outside of Toronto into this area where you could actually buy a slice, because before that it was just mom and pop pizzerias, so you couldn't buy a slice.
That would have been like 90s then.
Yeah, it was early 90s, because I think I just got my license, so it was like 91.
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily pizza. Not as bad as the 2-for-1.
I was right across the street. It was open a couple of years later.
Our 2-for-1's independent and it's primo.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Whatever happened to 2222222? Did you guys have that? Pizza 2222222?
Ours was 2-for-1, 2-for-1.
Oh, right. Yeah.
We had Little Caesars as buy one, get one.
Yeah, I remember that briefly when Little Caesars was in Canada. Then they left in the early 90s. And then, man, I used to get a shit ton of crazy bread because my buddy worked there. Or I think he ended up managing the place. That place was a train wreck. Go figure.
Yeah, I tried Little Caesars, and my opinion is I like more pizza crust on a pizza than, say, a pancake.
All your best is the mom and pop.
Exactly. At the very least, the chains, I can't do the chains anymore. I'll just make a better one at home.
Yeah.
But there's some good mom and pop shops.
Jim's here in Mccobert is great. It's still rocking, so it's been going for years.
That's something in Ontario. Any place called Jim's Pizza in every small town, it's all Jim's Pizza. They're always owned by a Greek family, but it's amazing pizza.
Yeah, they just pick Jim, and you know it's good.
It's called Jim's is good. All right, I believe you.
Of course, Colburn's is Vito's in Colburn.
Or Brighton, Vito's.
Right, I think they're both Vito's, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, delicious.
And owned by Greeks.
Now, how often do you hear something like that said by somebody in Canada? Hey, they're both Vito's.
Oh my God. Harry, they ran the high school special, which I'm sure every pizzeria in every town did, but it was a slice and a pop for $2.50.
Yep.
And you had to walk like 4 blocks up to get it. But by the time you're walking and trying to eat, by the time it was cool enough to eat, the paper plate it was served on was completely clear. And if you had napkins in your hand, that would as well. It seeped through half the damn napkins too.
Yeah.
But, all right, you ate that on your way to the arcade because I think my mom used to give me like $5 a day for lunch, and I was like, no, I'll get a slice and a drink for $2.50, and I got $2.50 to spend on pinball.
Triple cheese, delicious.
Oh yeah.
Definitely Pizza Stone helps a lot.
That's true. I'm like, wait a minute. He's in the chat, but it's so delayed because my chat's like a minute behind. It's a good hang when I'm like, wait a minute. That guy in the chat seems familiar. How'd that? Yeah.
Gets noisy when too many people try to talk at once. It's a challenge with the StreamYard.
It is.
Over.
Paul just reminded me, I got to hit up a buddy of mine about some new old stock tubes he may or may not still have. He threatened me with a Muller 12AX7. I'm like, what? He's like, what? They're good, right? I'm like, you have no idea. He's like, right, because you guys still care about tubes. I'm like, yeah, we do. I think you guys salivate over new old stock from the 50s. I'm like, we do.
Well, you need to rephrase that, Ben, and just tell them they're horrible, and you should just hand them over.
Nah, he knew. He took a look in here. He came over he's a mechanic by trade, and he came over to fire up Dad's car to put away for the winter. And he and I used to hang out a lot in high school, working on cars and electronics. We were lab partners in both. So, yeah, he knew. I'd fix things the right way, and then he'd redo it the right way, so we get passing grades. Yeah. So, He took one look in here. He goes, "So I guess tubes are still a thing, eh?" I thought so. Yeah.
Mark Taft says to Ben, "Do you remember the horrible snowstorm that happened while you were playing in Kingston? The 401 was closed down."
I do remember that because that Kingston to home was 100 kilometers, so that's about 65 miles for you non-metric people. It started snowing during the gig. We came out to basically a foot of snow in the parking lot for loadout. I had dislocated my shoulder that night during load-in, played the show with my arm hanging, which was, real fun because it was my right arm. I remember that. Mark did the loadout. We drove up to the highway, which took us normally take 5 to 10 minutes in the middle of the night, took 20 to find out the highway's closed. So then it was taking surface roads 100 kilometers, like back roads. Yeah, that was that 1 hour trip took 2.5 hours. So I remember dropping him off at about 4:30 in the morning. 5. Yeah, we got to the storage unit to unload gear at 4:30. Not much gear went in there. No, actually, no, the gear wouldn't have gone with me. Maybe the guitars. Gear would have went with the band. So they took care of that. I was like, fuck that. I'm not driving to Stockdale to unload gear. That's another 10 miles away. Because all of us lived in different towns and we all met at the bass player's place because he was kind of central, which is kind of normal around here. Chris knows, there's so many little hamlets. Like he's in Coburg, which is, let's say, 30 miles up the road. But there's 10 towns between us, right?
Yeah, you
can towns, and it's like
you tour like a 60-mile radius right here. Just go on tour. Bunch of little towns.
Up and down the 401.
Yeah.
That's all.
All your gear's frozen. All your guitars are messed up. Out of tune. Necks are all off.
We used to keep all the guitars in the singer's car for winter gigs. Because his had the rear seat that had the fold-down armrest that allowed access to the trunk, so it kept it warm.
Sweet, yeah.
So.
Gotta do it.
Yeah, all the guitars went in there. Everything else. Yeah. Fortunately, I was using a solid-state amp, so I didn't care as much. Tube amps, my head would have been sitting on my lap for those road gigs.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, the weather here can't seem to make up its mind. It's cold in the mornings and hot in the afternoons. And I was tuning my guitars, and I was the LP Junior was flat, and the Strat was sharp. It's all kinds of confused.
Yep. Well, like when I did the my annual video, it's that time of year to do your winter checkup, and some people will say, yeah, my guitar, some necks will go into a backbone in the winter, other guys are saying the necks will kick out in the winter. I'm like, I don't know. All I know is they move. They decide they're going to move. Every fall and every spring, it happens. And if you live above a certain parallel longitude, latitude, one of them, you live north is what I'm saying. If you don't have a desert for a front yard, chances are. Fair enough, Hog Rotten.
Thanks, Hog Rotten.
I shall definitely do that. Maybe I'll pick up a Little Caesars because they got the apps now, so you never have to wait because the people around here have not clued into the app. They're all Charles, let me tell you something. Even when you walk into a Little Caesars, you can walk in, hey, I'll take, 2 pepperonis because they're always good to go, right? Boom, hot and ready, done, out. And you got 6 black-jawed yokels looking at you because they go into these places like they're a mom and pop and custom order their damn pizza toppings and have to wait 20 minutes. Like, well, if you're going to do that, go to a nice place. Like, don't buy fast food pizza.
Yeah, hot and ready.
Now with the app, then you got the, how did he just walked up and grabbed one? Yeah, it's called technology. Use it.
I'm laughing at Eddie's comment. I'm surprised somebody hasn't tried to do that yet.
I'm still on the lookout for toques for all the headstocks, but for some reason I can't find. Basically, I need toques for dolls, and they'll fit on a headstock. Because you might have tip of the week. I have one, and I lost it in the move.
I was going to say, not even at like a dollar store?
I checked. No. Maybe at a Michael's or something, or you got to go to like some weird doll store where they're going to charge you as much as it costs a real toque. Actually, a real toque would be cheaper. Put it that way.
Gotta find a
real toque, you don't even pay for it. You go to the Home Hardware and they give you one. Or you go to Walmart and they're like, here, have a Walmart toque. You're like, oh, why not? Sure, thanks.
I guess you got to take up knitting.
Or take up knitting.
Or you just buy a lot of 2-4s from the beer store when they do the special.
Or you buy regular toques and you throw them in the dryer for about 4.5 hours. And they'll just break down. Buzz.
Good as new.
Buzz.
And Zach did want to point out to us, Chris, that there is a Square Boy Pizza in Brighton. Yes, another institution that's been in business since high school.
Square Boy, yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
There's that famous one on Danforth in Toronto with the big old sign from whenever that was. It was like a hangout. When kids used to hang out outside.
Yeah, back in the good old days.
Yeah.
Socks for golf clubs. I thought about that.
Actually, I do remember, I think someone did one of those rig rundowns. And that's actually what they did.
They had them like in the boat.
They had them and they're like, they had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the top. And the guy was like, huh, what? What are these? Are these for golf clubs? Yeah. We just thought it'd be a good way to organize the guitars better and protect the headstocks.
I used to have all my cases labeled. Most of my cases are still labeled because my guitars used to all be stored in cases. Thanks, man.
Absolute.
I was thinking about getting some new Bics. Nope, this is not live. Not live at all. Hello, welcome. Matt of Brains.
Memorex.
This is Memorex. It's Memorex.
We're live to tape.
Memorex.
Tom asks, is Chris a Dead fan?
Oh, big time. Yeah, I've seen them.
Nice.
You gotta say that. I've seen them right away. Yeah, big time. Did that give it away? Rosie? Bertha in the back there?
Nice. Holy crap, how did we go 2 hours already? All right, well, we'll go to the bottom of the hour. Why not?
Time for
I gotta go. I gotta go to work tomorrow.
All right, Billy.
I get up at 2:30, but hey, it was really cool hanging out with you guys. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, my friend.
Nice to see you.
I'm sure I'll see you next week.
The name.
Sounds like
Take care.
Cheers.
Yeah. Have a good day tomorrow.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good Dead album. They're all good. Anyway, that was the year I was born. I won't say what that was, but I love this one.
Nice.
Wake of the Flood. Excellent Dead album. 1973. Oops.
How many Dead bootlegs do you have?
Too many, but like they're in al cassette, right? Some on CD. They get transferred, but like, and like some of the old ones I still wish I had, but now you can just go online and there's so many, like it's endless. It's really, and then like all the Bears Choice stuff, but really it's endless. That vault is
sure. I
don't know how it's possible to listen to it all in a lifetime. Probably, I don't know. It's a lot of recordings of shows. Pretty much every show out there since the beginning. The acid tests and on.
I was trying to remember. Yeah, there's another group out there too that has an outrageous amount of like, backlogged audio recorded that would just take like a lifetime plus to actually listen to it all.
Fugazi. They recorded everything. from DC. The
remember for years they'd play anywhere for $500.
Yeah, like $5 tickets or less.
Well, they put it right in the liners of, here's our contact info. Book us. We charge $500.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, we may not play there next week, but we'll work you into our next tour in that part of the country.
Yeah,
and
community centers.
Just, $500 shows.
Churches, community centers.
They played through here. I just missed out on that, but Fugazi played through here. Actually, you know what? That may come up in conversation tomorrow night, because if anyone knows for sure if Fugazi played around here, it would be my guest tomorrow night, because he's 3 years older than me. Wow, that means he's 50. Wow. Oh, okay.
Well, there's a handful of Toronto shows, Ottawa.
So chances are then they could have played here because we're between Toronto and Ottawa, right? So they would pick up anywhere from Cobourg to Kingston type thing.
Yeah, usually. I think there was an Oshawa show possibly. They're all archived though, so yeah, which is cool. And no merch. They were totally against.
Michael B. Saw them live. Excellent.
Right on.
I never got into Fugazi,
Me too.
myself, but my God, they were an influence on the quote-unquote punk scene, we'll call it, of the time in the early 90s. Mm-hmm. Everybody was trying to sound like Fugazi, it seemed.
Night, Eddie. Take care.
See you, Eddie.
Again, straight into the amps. Just kind of pure tone and go for it. But, the rhythm section, come on. That bass playing and drumming was phenomenal. It's kind of unique. And then just blasting guitars and cool vocals. And
all right, so Jeff K has a question. Well, we'll grab the guitar. Why not? Cool. With the newest tone decals added. There we go. No, it was dual humbucker from the factory, Jeff. These are Fender Blacktop pickups with 15K output and coil tap. I've replaced the saddles, well, the bridge, actually. Not the bridge plate. I was able to keep the same bridge plate, so I put roller saddles on it, because why not? Added a Tesi Switch, because I'm a Tesi Switch artist as well, so you kind of have to have them in some of the guitars. It's kind of the deal. Three-way switch. Tuners are stock, nuts stock, wiring stock. Yeah, this is my number one.
Sweet. Let's go around. What's everyone's number one? What's the one you pick up every day? Charles?
My number one is this 20th anniversary Squire Strat.
Oh,
nice.
It's got Mexican pickups in it, and it's got Mexican electronics in it. And then I went with the black locking tuners up on top.
Yep.
Oh yeah. How do you like the locking tuners? I want to go there, but I haven't gone there yet.
The big thing is it makes string changes a whole bunch easier, because I like to lock my strings if I'm doing without locking tuners, and this you just don't have to do it, and it's a lot easier.
Symmetry? Go to?
I've only got the two.
Oh, cool. That's great.
The RG's tuned to E standard, and LPD is E flat standard because John DeShane said so.
So you go back and forth.
Yeah.
Nice.
Depends whether I'm rotating this way or if I'm rotating this way.
Nice. Terry, what about you?
Well, coincidentally enough.
Yeah.
As I just got yesterday afternoon.
Is that a blacktop?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
it's sweet.
I would not
switch it to
he wants to switch it to an SSS.
I want to convert it to SSS.
Put Lawler's in it. Lawler hums. Lawler?
Before you change it, play
Lala? So, anyways, this is the last year of the Blacktops. So I don't know. I've still got to play it yet.
Does it coil tap?
Yeah, I checked out the specs, and yeah, it does the full inner coils, both. Then I believe this position, it's outer coils.
Okay.
And then in the 5 position, full pickup. So, again, a lot of people are saying don't change it. Like I said, I still haven't actually played around on it yet, but...
The only thing I changed is those hideous knobs.
I like the knobs, actually.
I like it. It's a black top.
It needs telly knobs. Everything needs telly knobs.
I love it.
So this will be the future number 1. I also wanted to go back to another big thing about this too, was an actual rosewood fingerboard.
Yep.
I really did.
Now, who on the panel here said play it first? Who said that? All right, Charles. Do you remember? Because I know you're in all the chats with me. Do you remember when Magic Man got this Kiesel and he's like, I don't like the neck on. I think I'm going to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Now, my number 1 is the Kiesel.
Yeah.
Really? His number 1. That took a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last week it was a G&L, I believe.
Well, you got to get used to these things, especially when it's so different from what you're already playing.
Well, and I mean, that's just it. I might actually play it and actually enjoy it, so I might just keep it.
That's my number 1.
We have a new flying dinosaur as part of the community.
Maximus.
Welcome, Maximus. The flying dinosaur.
Maximus. Oh, God.
Classic vibe.
The only thing I can hope for is
nice.
You crap on Laz's shoulder once a week. Love you, Laz. Love you, Maximus.
The 50s classic vibe in the white.
60s.
Oh, the 60s in the white. Okay.
It is the
60s. They also did a 50s version of it that
had... this is the FSR 2013 classic vibe with the mint being picked.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. Look how that looks all dirty and old and awesome.
Yeah.
I've played the shit out of it. That's my number 1. And of course, you take the back plate off because back plates are stupid.
I don't do that. That's what saves the back of the guitar from my big old belt buckle.
But I love this thing. These classic vibes, man, I swear by them. But I lucked out. This one came from the Rock. They shipped it from the Rock.
Yeah.
If anyone knows where that is.
Now, funny thing is, I say, I leave the guard on because of my belt buckle. The funny part is I wear like a big brass belt buckle. Like it's from the early 80s. And it's a NASCAR themed one, okay? And it's got the relief or whatever they call it embossing. It's 3-dimensional, so it's got some edges on it that can really carve up the back of a guitar. At the top of it, in the center, is cross-checkered flags, which are barely noticeable anymore because it's worn even the brass down. It's worn the metal down as much as I've worn so many guitars out. And the worst was, I was playing the Jimmy J. It's got a gloss back. So you look at it, it's got a lot of scratches. I also, and you see in some of the photos of guitar me playing, a white Axle Badwater.
Yeah.
The paint they used on that was basically white primer. Like you could take a coin and just run it along, it will leave a mark.
Yeah.
So that's that, and that paint is kind of grippy. The first time I played it with that belt buckle, it went right down to the bare wood. I'm like, girlfriend's brand new guitar. So I ended up doing a patch of duct tape, about 3 layers thick on the back of that guitar, and I left it on there when we split up. So good luck getting that off. That's just going to be a mess of, if any paint's left. And She's gonna. Oh, I'm sure she's pissed. Well, she'll be extra pissed too because I'm pretty sure Richie robbed the output jack out of that guitar for one of his guitars before she picked it up because it was his place for a few months after he split up. He goes, "Oh yeah, I robbed it for parts." He goes, "It's more or less got an output jack, more or less. But it's the worn out one that he took out of his other guitar."
In regards to Chris's guitar, I've actually had the 50s two-tone and the 60s three-tone of them in the same year range, and yeah, they're awesome.
Nice.
I've played some 50s, and apparently, again, they went to the lengths of, with the 50s one, the pickups are actually a little different than the 60s one. So
yeah,
I thought that was kind of cool. I was really happy they kind of did that and just didn't throw in the same ones.
Your
Make it look like
have a slightly hotter pickup. Chances are they'll do a slightly smaller neck. Just because everyone thinks 50s bigger necks, 60s smaller necks. You know what? I'm okay with that because if we're going to use that as a standardization for describing necks, let's do it.
It's straightforward.
It's got a 50s neck, you know it's going to be a little thicker.
Yeah.
Like
60s.
Even though, 50s and 60s necks were all over the place.
The nice C shapes, slim C.
Yeah, and there definitely was a thickness difference between the 50s neck and the 60s neck on the classic vibes. Because I do remember that when I played the 50s, I was like, whoa, that's like pretty thick. But it was still comfortable. And then when I played the 60s, it was that just slightly, it wasn't a large amount slimmer, but, like you were saying, it's nice and comfortable. So it was like, yeah, I kind of did vibe with that, to use the term.
Yeah. This one's made in China too, and now I think they're made in Indonesia now. The classic vibes, I believe. So
yeah, all the second gen classic vibe stuff is made in Indonesia.
With the narrow, tall frets, that's another change, among other things. But this era I really like, the 2010 I guess to 17 I think, and then it switched over.
Yeah, and you could also get them for dirt cheap. At one point in time you could get them for as low as like 200 Canadian.
This would have been like 550, 600 at the time. I got it for 350 brand new.
Yeah.
They're just like, deal center.
I got a follow-up question from Jeff K, but he messaged me on my phone rather than in the chat. So do I answer it here or do I respond after the show?
Who is it?
Jeff K. I'll tell you. No, he was asking if they still make those. No. When Fender let's call it like Fender relaunched the Mexican line in 2018. And by the Mexican line, that's when we saw the Players series and then the Venteras and the Players Pluses. Now that they have lines, before that, it was just a Mexican Strat or a Mexican Tele. There was, once in a while they do a run of something like a Road Worn or whatever. But there was also just basically the Mexican standard, if you will. And that one was kind of it was a one-off. Like there was nothing else. There was no Strat that went with it or anything. And it was basically when Mexican Teles were going for 7 and change, this one was just a little over 8. Yeah. And that's the 2015. And they were asking $819.99, so $820 Canadian for it in 2015. And it sat there for almost a year. And I was so happy, Charles, because that was the guitar I played every time I stopped in at Ardens. And at that time, I worked for Napa Auto Parts, and I spent my lunch break at Ardens. Because every time you could do one of those, we'll take these deliveries to the shop and then take your lunch out on the road. All right. So I'd deliver the parts, stop at Ardens for half an hour, and then head on back to Napa for after lunch. So I played that thing every day for months. And I can't afford an $800 Mexican Tele. Jeez, I can't afford that.
And neither can I. So that's why I came up with this.
Yep. I knew right away as soon as you held it up, even before you even said what it was in the video. I'm like, that's a Mexican, because I knew because of the router hole there. I found that out because when the first time I took the pick guard off mine, I'm like, what the deuce is this round relief thing? And people were like, hey, idiot, it's for part of the CNC routing, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I didn't. What I'm surprised at, Charles, is that's an older body because it's not routed for a humbucker in the neck, which they route all of them for humbuckers in the necks now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you, House of Twang. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and the only other thing that came out that came close to that was actually a Squire Contemporary series, I think in 2018, that was double humbucker.
Great guitars.
See, now I'm curious. Is there any stamped on that body as to what year it is?
There isn't, and so I sent a message to Fender. I gave them the number off the UPC code in the bridge.
Oh yeah.
And they'll get back to me. They'll they usually they'll tell you.
I'd be curious on it. Please let me know.
I think it's antique. It's an antique blonde, and I think it's probably, I'm thinking somewhere 2010 or something.
Okay.
But I could be really wrong on that.
Which
I would believe probably
from that old or older, the wood basically the same as the American wood. It's just they're just building the same stuff south of the border, right? Hey, Brian.
Is 6-string Brian.
Factories are pretty close, aren't they?
Yeah,
like the American factory and the Mexican factory, I think are like
Granada to Corona,
50 clicks away.
Yeah, something like that.
They didn't start. I was just gonna say they didn't start tagging bodies like that until not that long ago, like within the last 10 years.
Right.
So.
Well, that's what I was curious on. I don't know that stuff when that changed over because. Yeah, I was into guitars, and then like a lot of us, you kind of put them away for a few years, and you pick one up with, you're at a party or something, and someone else brings a guitar, and you're like, let me see if I still know how to do anything with this thing. And then you play Smoke on the Water or whatever, and then you hand it back. And then a year or two goes by before you see another guitar. I owned gear. It was all in cases put away, including buying gear, because I still keep my eye. I'm like, wow, that's a cheap price on a guitar. Buy it. They just go into a case. We would just sit there, and then if somebody's, hey, do you know where I can find a cheap? Yeah, I have a cheap. Here you go. So that happens. That's why I can post photos from 10 years ago, and you're like, do you own any of that? No, nope. And it came back.
Yeah, same.
I'm thinking of one photo. What would I still have from that time? I think I own the J Tercer, and I now the Ibanez bass that I just got again this year back from a buddy of mine. I own that bass at the time, and I think maybe the J Tercer and the 67 and my Strat. What else? The Univox. I don't even think it was out. It was still sitting in the case. It wasn't even in the photo. But yeah, most of my stuff got since I started doing YouTube. You think watching YouTube videos causes gas? Start a YouTube channel. That really gets the gas flowing.
Hey, Brian.
Oh, especially if you're going to do project. Yeah.
Oh, Christ. And demos, because if I see a deal on something, I don't even care if the pedal's good. I'll just buy it because I want to make a demo of it. So I can throw it out to you guys, and 100 of you watch it, and it makes 75 cents. And I'm like, well, that happened for a few hours work. Sure, why not? And then you just hope that people continue to watch it over the days and years, which is most of the views on the channel.
To answer Mark, no, but I did say I wouldn't mind having an SG that was similar to Robbie Krieger's. In regards to the P90 in the neck and the mini humbucker in the bridge.
Mini hums. Excellent.
Yeah, I've got that.
I had mini hums in my first electric guitar. I didn't like them.
Well, they feel different. It's I don't play all that well, but I know that when I play my SG, I play different.
I'd really like to try them again, Charles, because I haven't tried them since 1992 when I sold my Les Paul. So, that's one of those things. I'm like, yeah, did I know tone? No, I did not know tone at all. But
they're squawky.
Yeah, but I like squawky, right? That's
I like them. I
just wanted to be Angus Young, or Ace Frehley, and then I was like, I can't do it with the mini hums. And now I'd be like, God, I'd probably be all over that thing.
Yeah.
Like my big thing, I've been playing a lot of the guitars in the middle position using both pickups lately.
Yeah.
My new thing. Middle position in Tellys, middle position in Les Paul.
My Jazzmaster middle position, for sure. Sounds just well-rounded, no buzzing.
Yeah, because they do noise cancel.
Yeah.
See you, man. Absolute. What you got there, Charles?
This is kind of this is an Epiphone. It is a traditional Pro 3.
Oh, yes.
That I inherited from my son, who bought it with his hard-earned money and then decided not to ever play it. So I maintain it for him, and I get to play around with it. And they're both coil split.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun, but it's another heavy one.
Yeah.
What year is that one?
This is about a 2018.
I was going to say 2018. I should have freaking called it.
Probably the last year of the old headstock design.
No.
Or was it 2019?
I think when you bought it,
was 2020 was the new headstock design.
2020 is the Inspired by Gibson.
Yeah, because they did 2 runs.
Yeah, this is before that.
Yeah, both Epiphone and Gibson did 2 runs in 2019. Remember, because they started. That's when they did the split to the modern and the traditional halfway through 2019, but they still had the old headstock. But meanwhile, Algernont's like, "Oh, you like that? Wait, you're going to want to hold my beer."
2020, yeah.
You just wait. Because I remember there was
pandemic headstock. The change
for months about they're changing the headstock, but nobody knew for sure. Everybody's saying "Mom," and then I got it to go into the Gibson party there the night before NAMM opened, and I met Algernon like in the lobby. He goes, "Hey, good to meet you," and he is as cool in person as he is in chats and everything else. What other product managers hang out in as many live chats as Algernon Go does? And he's like, "Here, I got to show you something." I'm like, "All right." Dude from Epi wants to show me something. Who am I to say no? He's like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, I didn't even look at the headstock. I just looked at the newest one was the modern ones, and they have the clear knobs. And I was just blown by, by the clear knobs. I went, "That is so cool." I'm like, that's like if Keeley mods your Epiphone, he's going to put clear knobs on it. That's what I was thinking. I was like, boutique-y pedal thing. Mm-hmm. And he looks at me like, he's like, "Are you dense? Like, did you not notice the headstock change?" I'm like, "Oh, the headstock's different." "Oh, that's cool. But clear knobs." And he's like, "How high are you?" And I'm like, "A lot. I was really high." So, yep, that was my first hangout with Algernon. And then shortly after, I'm like, "Ooh, the new creamers are in stock." And I'm like, "Oh, go check those out." And that's when China Mike was live streaming, and he's screaming into his live stream, "Ben! Ben!" I'm like, "Oh, these creamers are nice." Just totally out in left field until he puts his arm around me. He's like, "Hey, we're live, brother." And I'm like, "Oh, hello." And I'm checking out creamers. I'm like, like I said, I'm like, I better turn off my phone now because it's still recording.
Yeah. Hog Rotten is wondering, Red Devil pickups. Anyone know of them? Anyone?
I haven't tried them. I think I've heard of them.
I've vaguely heard of them, but that's the extent of it.
Magic Man has his first video up. Cool.
It's good.
Nice, Magic Man.
It's good.
I'll make sure to sub to you if I'm not all right. I'll check that out.
Yeah, me too. I'll check it out.
Hey, Terry. I think you're the only moderator left. You think you could track down his channel and we'll throw it in there?
You got to search Magic Man Kiesel, because if you look for just Magic Man, it's all hard videos.
Okay, so Magic Man Kiesel.
Okay, that's good.
I gotta watch a Kiesel video.
Yeah, it's a good video.
Fine, I'll watch.
Well, speaking of pickups,
all right, I got it.
Anyone tried Slick pickups by Guitar Fetish? And
cool.
here, it's still in the. Look at it though. It's here. It's like a relict humbucker thing that I was gonna put in that orange Strat back there, which now has a DiMarzio super distortion.
There's no accounting for taste putting a zebra pickup in an orange Strat. Oh my god, that's so hideous that I might dig that. Oh. I hate zebra pickups. And I'm like, an orange Strat? Oh my god.
Well, you know what? They're crap. This never worked. I sent it to my guy. He's like, this doesn't have any reading on it at all. He's like, it's 0. And I was like, what? And then Guitar Fetish is like, well, just take a video of you doing the pickup reading, and then we'll hook, but they're down in Florida. I don't know. Anyway, sorry, Guitar Fetish. I know McKnight,
Did they replace it?
No, I never did the video. I had to send them a video. I was like, you know what?
Wait, yes.
$35, I'm good. Yeah. So I bought a super distortion instead. It's working good.
Or you could buy the Canuck Bucker, which is a Canadian version of the super distortion.
Okay, what's that one?
And
it's basically I ripped off a DiMarzio super distortion. I ripped off, and I just called it the Canuck Bucker.
Right on.
And then when we really overwind it, which I still haven't done yet, that's when it's going to be that 15K output. That's when it's going to be the Mother Bucker.
Right. What's a super distortion, like 14, 15?
No, I think they're closer to like 12.
12, 11. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't, I think mine's around 9.
Right.
8.7. I think, 8.7 rings a bell, because I think, and he's like, really, 8.7 you want? I'm like, Charles, I want 8.7. He's like, oh, that's what the lunatic wants. 8.6.
Like 9.5 strings.
There it is. There's your Canuck Bucker.
My apologies to Magic Man. I thought I had him subbed, but there is his video in question.
Oh, wait, I can't click on it in StreamYard chat. But I wonder, can I click on it from this chat and then it'll open? All right, so you put the video, and Tom put video or a channel in there too, because I don't need a video playing all of a sudden. I'll check it out later. Who am I kidding? So we still got 47 people watching. We should probably wrap things up because I gotta get up early. Dang it! I gotta get early. Snow and early. No.
Yeah.
No snow.
No. So
yeah, I'll be
any
checking
parting words, Terry, on this hang of hangs?
Nope. Stay warm, stay safe. Tune in for Ben's mystery guest tomorrow night.
He's cool. Chris, parting words, my friend?
Party on Wayne. Party on Garth. Be excellent to each other.
And be excellent to each other. I dig it. Symmetry, my friend, on the West Coast, which is the best coast.
Cheers.
Works for me. Charles, first of all, you got to come back. You and I was thinking we should do a hang. So we're going to be in touch. We're going to do a hang, just me and Charles one night, folks. Believe me. I think it's going to be, we'll do it the right way. Any parting words, my friend?
My parting words are, I just love this community, and it's been so great for me, and hopefully I can give a little bit of that back.
Nice.
Braxel's in the chat. Didn't see him until now. Christopher Neiman. Hello. Steve Luther.
There's that.
I think Steve might be one of the newest channel members. If you like to become a channel member, why not? It's 2.5 hours into the live stream. If you made it to this point, you obviously enjoyed the content, so you might as well become a channel member. Click the join button down below. For as little as something or other a month. I don't know. I can't remember. I set that up last year. I was probably high while I did it. Who knows? Charlie knows.
He was.
Hey, I was. Hey, look what I did. And Terry's like, really? You got channel membership? Don't you need 30,000 subs for that? I'm like, I don't know. They enabled it for me. Let's give her a whirl. See what happens. Which is basically
wing it.
Yeah. So tomorrow night, yes, we have a good buddy of mine. I haven't talked to in basically 30 years coming on tomorrow night. This is going to be fun. We're going to talk about all kinds of bands that Chris knows and loves. And this dude is still at it to the point where he's always posting, I played this band on my radio show tonight. I'm like, never heard of them. Played this band. They sound like these dudes and these dudes. I'm like, well, I've heard of that dude, but I don't even know who the other reference is. Like all these bands I've never heard of. So it's going to be fun.
Cool. Music snobby.
1 week from tonight, barring Rockstar Calamity, because it's that kind of a guest, Adam Reaver from Effutone should be joining us.
Oh,
1
nice.
week from tonight, so that'll be fun. Yeah, he was busy. We tried to get him last weekend, but he was in Nashville hanging out with Skid Row, so we'll probably talk about that if we're allowed to. They're recording a new album. Then we were trying to get him for this week, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I gotta go to this gig." I'm like, "Oh, all right, you got a gig?" And no, he's got the Dawkins show. I'm like, "Oh, you hanging out with Dawkins? Sure, why not?" So he's made some time for us to hang out next week, so that should be fun. And then 2 weeks from tonight, making a return engagement because it's always fun. So we're going to catch up with Aaron from Alpha Band.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're going to talk more pedals, I'm sure, that night. Yeah, we will. And who knows, maybe the new Jay Maskus, Rick Brendan will be out by then, and then we can talk about that. See what Jay's running on the boards. He's running all the muffs. Yep. So, on behalf of Terry, Chris, Symmetry, Charles, oh my dear Lord. Who else did we have in here? We had somebody else.
Billy Baloney.
Billy Baloney. Jesus. See, this is going to be one of those, you did a group hang. Who was on? Don't know. Some guy yesterday. I know. I'm sure my sister will ask in the morning. Who was on? I don't know.
And that's when you say,
Watch the
weren't you
replay.
on?
Weren't you on? Yeah, sort of like when I signed off one of these, the last ones, when I said to Tinkerbell, wait a minute, weren't you on the last one? He goes, I was waiting for you to figure that out. Yep. So thanks everybody that tuned in. If you haven't already, please give us a thumbs up. And of course, if you're new, please subscribe. Back tomorrow night with Canucks with Guitars, mystery guest. Sure, we'll go with that. You guys hold the line as we do the outro. I don't even have it set up. So hold those doors open. Let that lady in headed traffic do good things. Good things will have to do. Why? Doug's wife's real. Down and back with Corn Doug's wife is real. Yep. Peace be with you. Happy tone chasing. Be good to each other. Hit the button first. And of course, don't litter.
Later, Marcus.